Hello, everybody. Hebrew77 here, and welcome to another edition of Shifty Sunday. And on the broadcast tonight, along is me, Hebrew77, along with God's Armor and Sagitirically Speaking. Yesterday was Sagitirically Speaking show. What do you think about that?
It was an interesting show, to say the least. Good show.
Yeah, I had a good time.
I'll tell you what, regarding the call-ins, we may or may not do call-ins tonight. I'm going to tell you, if someone pops in the chat we don't recognize, we're getting rid of them right away. Especially if it's a fake, Google or fake YouTube.
Yeah. We got our eyes open for them guys.
Yeah, they won't dupe us again.
Yeah, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, or something like that. They fooled me twice though, so I can't really say anything about that.
Didn't fool me. I knew the minute I had power to do stuff to them, they were fake. I just said you might want to shut it down because they were swearing on air, and that will get you in trouble for real. But you cut it off quick, so you did good.
I tried. So how's everybody? Besides that, how did everybody's weekend go? I know about you, Sag, but how about you, God's Armor? How did your weekend go?
Oh, it went. Wasn't the greatest today, but we get through it. And it's my birthday to boot, so yeehaw.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
You know that's weird. I was just going to ask you that. Is today your birthday?
Yep. Can't believe nobody could figure out my riddle. It was simple.
Well, where's that noisemaker I got? I got it around here somewhere. I'll have to find that sucker and play that later on in the broadcast. Well, anyway, happy birthday, man.
Thank you. Howdy, Jocko. See Jocko in the chat, as always.
I would have made us all birthday hats if I had known that.
Yeah, I thought about putting mine on, but I was like, nah, heck with it. Just another day.
Well, just don't do what Dad does and wear your birthday suit all day.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, man, I thought my impression of Dan was pretty settled, pretty good, man. Oh well, I'll try better next time.
Yeah, it wasn't horrible, but I guess maybe I just talked to Dan too much.
Yeah, it was better than what I could have done.
It was definitely better than Sagi's Noble.
Yeah, I concur. I am not the voice impressionist that Hebrew is.
You just got to throw a little bit of like when he's talking about his maps and stuff, you ought to throw in, well, I got this here, and I know this line here, it's all messed up, it doesn't even look right. I mean, or something like that. I don't know. Kennedy's head when it got shot, I mean, what's that ought to be? You know, you gotta kind of throw it in there like that. Just say.
Right. I see what you mean.
He's not watching the show. We can talk about him all we want.
Right?
Noble knows we love him.
You know what they say? You only mess around, joke around about the ones you love, right? You give crap to the ones you love. You give the most crap to the ones you love, right?
That's what they say. Definitely what they say.
Something like that, yeah.
You guys must love me a lot then.
Well, I don't know about a lot.
Right?
Sad, should we sing?
I'm not really wanting to.
No.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to embarrass God's armor right here on the air a little bit, just a little bit.
Good luck with that.
Here, well, I'll probably embarrass myself. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. A happy birthday to you.
Could I get that in the Marilyn Monroe, please?
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, never
Yeah,
mind.
never mind.
Never mind. That's no.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Oh, you get what you asked for.
Yeah, no.
Right?
You be careful what you wish for there, Mister Armor Up.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh boy. Okay. So I wanted to talk about I don't want to give those two bozos too much attention, but I do want to mention one thing though. On that phone call, I checked the phone calls. By the way, I know what those phone numbers are. And if they call again, we know who they are. I got them blocked. They will not fool us again. And just wanted to say what was weird about that is we were talking about aliens and UFOs not too long before that. And all of a sudden I get this call, and on the call it registered Roswell, New Mexico, of all places. I mean, I know it's just a coincidence, but I don't know. It was weird to say the least.
Yep, you talked about the aliens, so they wanted to call in.
Yeah.
Apparently, aliens are more racist than I thought they were.
Racist and shilling. They like to go around and shill. Who would have thought?
I know. I feel violated.
Yeah, I thought they had more important things to do. I mean, they're aliens after all. They're supposed to save the world.
Maybe they're no, I won't go there. Maybe they're more of the ET variety. They just but I don't think ET was racist though.
Now, E.T. was awesome, man. I loved E.T.
Yeah, I
you.
liked ET. And the only place he ever wanted to call was home, not YouTube shows.
Yeah, he didn't want to call in and spoof the YouTube shows. He just wanted to phone home or home phone, whatever one you stick with. Thank you, Jocko and Alarani, for the happy birthday. Thank you.
Oh, that fan's on. It's driving me nuts. You guys have a ceiling fan? You ever hear a ceiling fan run and it kind of does that humming sound? It goes. Wah, 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 wah.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, after a while, I can't stand it. I got to turn it off. If I don't have anything else on, it'll drive you nuts.
Yeah, my dad had a grandfather clock, and when it got to like the wee hours of the morning and you're asleep, all of a sudden, like once everything else got quiet enough, you could hear the thing go tick tock, tick tock. That thing, that arm swinging or whatever in the grandfather clock.
Oh,
that
yeah.
thing, that would just drive me crazy. I couldn't stand it.
The pendulum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I know someone else that had that clock. If you stayed the night at their house, you were just like, oh gosh, turn the fan on or something. Which I have to sleep with a fan on anyway. I've got a little what do you call those fans? Just a regular, not a box fan, but it's a whirlwind fan or something like that. A wind machine fan. What do they call them?
Beats me.
Yeah, me too. And then my grandma, she used to collect those dolls, the ones with the little glass eyes that look like they're looking at you no matter where you walk in the room. You know the ones I'm talking about?
Yeah, the freaky doll.
Yeah, so I would literally have to like put a blanket or a pillowcase or a towel or something over those dolls before I could sleep in this guest room she had, because she had like 6 or 7 of them, like on the dresser and one up on a shelf, and it was just too much for me. I couldn't stand it.
I might have slept on the porch.
I'll tell you, guys, a funny story about that is I bought a Michael Myers. It was a doll, and this was several years ago. And I was living in an apartment building, and I had several friends that lived in this building. And I told them I went over to my friend's house. I couldn't sleep. I kept looking over at this thing. It was still in the box, but I kept looking over at it, and I'm like, I got to either cover it up or I'm going to have to get it out of the apartment. So first night I had it, I couldn't get it into the closet because there were so many things in there. I'm like, I got to get rid of this thing. So I asked my friend, I went over to his house. It was about 2 a.m. I go over his house at 2 a.m. with this Michael Myers doll. I'm like, can you watch this thing? Like babysit it. Where I am not going to get any sleep. He didn't have any problems with it, so he watched it overnight, and I went and got it after I got everything out of my closet cleaned out, and I think eventually I ended up getting rid of it. I was just
I remember one year we had like I worked at a call center, and we had a Halloween dress up day. Like everybody, it was Halloween, everybody could wear a costume. And this one guy put on the whole get up, like the jumpsuit that Michael Myers wears. It looks like he's in prison or whatever, it's like a coverall with the zips up in the front. It's gray. You know the one I'm talking about?
Yep.
And then he had the mask on too, and he had the knife, and he came walking in the call center, and I swear everybody jumped up. Everybody jumped up. It was the scariest thing I'd ever, like, it was like going to a real haunted house. His costume was so perfect. It was very convincing.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe how much of an effect it really made on people.
Yeah, Michael was definitely the creepiest of them all, in my opinion. He beats all the other ones hands down.
And it's funny how, I don't know if you've ever seen like documentary on how that movie came into being. Like it all kind of like manifested as they were making the movie. They didn't really have a clear idea of what mask they were going to use and things of that nature. But what they ended up doing was taking a Captain Kirk mask, I think it was.
yeah.
And like kind of deforming it a little bit and changing it and painting it all white. But most people don't know that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I heard about that like a long time ago. It was a documentary or something. Did I ever tell you guys the story that happened to me? It was a couple weeks back. I don't know if I mentioned it in Hangouts or in the broadcast. I might have told God's Armor this, but I've got this little Ghostbuster statue. It's the No Ghost logo, and it's a statue, and I've got it sitting on top of my bookcase, and it's at the very top, which is close to the ceiling. And the night I had it up there, dang it, my phone's going off. But the night I had it up there, hold on a second. Sorry about that. Doing the Jeopardy song, yeah. No, but the night I had it up there, I was doing something else in the other room. I can't remember. Maybe I was using the bathroom or something. And all of a sudden I heard this loud bang, and I thought, at the time I had all my action figures stood up. I was getting ready to film a Star Trek stop motion video. I thought, oh, well, they just fell over. I got to go fix that. So I walked back into the living room, and I look up, and my Star Trek figures are okay and everything. I'm like, I wonder what that could be. I look down on the ground, and there that Ghostbuster thing is laying on the ground, and I look up, and the stand is still up there, but the Ghostbuster thing had popped off the stand and onto the floor. And I mean, that freaked me out because that thing was really in there good. And it had set on top of the shelf I had before for, gosh, I don't know, for as long as I've had it. And there was no way, like, there was nobody else here. There was no way, like, the fan could have blown it off of there. There's no, like, outside of like an earthquake, there was nothing that could have moved that off there. And even if an earthquake or anything moved that off of there, even if it fell off there, you would think the stand would have had to fall with it. Like, it's not just going to pop off of that stand, by itself. So, I mean, that really freaked me out, And I
Well,
mean,
I just got one question. When that happened, who were you going to call?
I know, right? I don't know, because I couldn't call the Ghostbusters because they were on the floor.
Oh, okay. Just checking. There wasn't any like slime or anything on the mantle, was there?
No.
No ectoplasm residue.
No. But I'm telling you, it's freaky, because my house, it's pretty old, but it's no one's ever died in it, or I've never had a seance in it. I've never done anything to open up any portals, or never played the Ouija board or anything like that. So it just kind of like.
Have you had any other instances, or was that the one and only?
I'll tell you, years ago, I was doing a recording, and I had recorded a song, and it was a Batman song. And I listened to it again after I recorded it, and it sounded like there was a voice on it saying, in a whisper, and I even remember what it said. Is like, what was it? Let's see if I could phrase this. I can't phrase it exactly, but it was something like, "We see what you're doing," and a very slight whisper like that, and it was real freaky, and I could hear it through the song. And when I went to play the song again, I looked it up on YouTube, and I couldn't hear it when I played it back on the regular YouTube. I could only hear it in the recording. So that was kind of freaky too. But I mean, again, I don't know. That could very well be just something. I don't know. What do you guys think of all that?
I think that there's probably a logical explanation. You just didn't figure out what it was.
The thing about the Ghostbuster statue is I did move it, like, from where it had been previously. For all those years, I did move it on top of this thing, and it could have loosened, I guess, but I wouldn't guess it would just pop out like that, though. Or it could have been because it's plastic, and sometimes plastic swells when it gets hot or whatever. And it could be because it's up higher, like the heat rises, and maybe the heat could have made it swell, and then when it got colder, it could have unswollen, whatever, and caused it to.
Yeah, with it being a standalone one-time incident, I think it was just, it seemed more serious to you because of it being the Ghostbuster thing. I mean, had it just been any other random item, you probably wouldn't have probably paid as much attention to the fact that it somehow managed to fly off, And since you haven't had any other incidences or anything like that, I'd have to say you're probably pretty safe.
Yeah, probably, but other things too, guys. Have you guys ever heard like big crashes in the middle of the night, and then you go check it out and you think something fell off of your fridge or something, and then you go look around and you can't find what fell?
Well, I was just telling you the story. What happened to me was I came home from work and I had started a load of laundry, uh, and it was during the time when all these booms were happening. The ones everybody's talking about on YouTube. These mysterious booms, and I heard one. And it was like a really loud one. And I was like, "Wow, that was a really good boom." I was like, "That's almost YouTube worthy," and I went back to doing whatever it was I was doing. I didn't pay it no more mind, and then I got up to change the laundry again, and I realized my washer unit had fell off the platform forward, and the only thing holding it up was the water hose that was still semi-connected to the washer, and it was tilted at a 45-degree angle in my garage, and I somehow managed to get enough strength to push it back onto the platform, but my washer was busted. It was totally ruined, and it was just funny to me that I'm so what cracked me up about it the most was the fact that I'm so conditioned to when I hear a boom now, I just think it's one of those booms that you hear in the middle of the night because it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. Normally a person would jump up and see what the boom was, but I had been hearing them so often, I just was conditioned not to react.
Right.
Yeah, we get lots of booms around here too. I don't react to them much anymore, but yeah, loud booms quite often.
I wanted to show you guys this what this is right here. As you can see, it's
Oh man, you got a Hebrew statue. It's awesome.
I wanted to show you. You could see it. See how it's on the stand. Now watch this. Well, that actually came off quite easy. Never mind. But I mean, this came off of here, and this is the part that was laying on the floor. But I mean, yeah, that could have. I guess. Hold on. Yeah, I guess that could come off easily.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it was real easy though. Shouldn't just fall off.
Yes, but I mean, it depends. Also, did you have it? See, you had just moved it. Maybe you slightly ajarred it when it was slightly off its seating when you set it there.
I don't know, man. You saw how I had to you see how I had to kind of handle it. See, I could do this, and it's on there pretty good. I mean,
Yeah, I don't think it's likely to happen very often, but it sounds like it happened that one. And it seems like he's front heavy too, like he wants to tilt forward.
yeah. Well, look here. I can't. It's like that, you know. So I don't know. It
That's
does
hard to say.
seem like he's. Well, there he goes.
Takes a lot of shaking though.
Yeah. I just thought that was strange. I looked down on the ground. There he was. So just wanted to share that with you guys.
Maybe he wanted a cameo appearance in the Star Trek thing.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. I knew somebody would figure it out.
He's like, yo, what about me? I want to be a star.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, he hadn't really had much publicity since the 80s. He was just trying to rejuvenate his career.
There's a new film going to be coming out December of this year, I think.
Another feminist takeover special?
No, it ain't. No, it ain't going to be a feminist takeover special. They made that perfectly clear. The director's son, the director of the original movies, is the one in charge doing it, and he said that it's going to be within the original continuity of the original first two films. He said that the feminine takeover never happened. That's not canon. In fact, the what's her name got mad about it, and she tweeted a bunch of stuff. Who's that? The black woman? What's her name?
I don't know. I never watched it. I would not.
Yeah, I never watched it either. I didn't have much interest in that. I'm a Ghostbuster purist, I guess.
Yep.
I'll think of it here in a little bit, but they were all mad. The ones that did that so-called quote unquote remake, they were mad because they weren't going to be in it, and they were like, "Oh, you're not. You're a sagitist, misogynist, and you're this and that, and blah blah blah." It's like, whatever. It's just a movie. Get over yourselves. You know. People, I tell you. So what do we got? What do we got for tonight for those guys tonight?
Beats me out here.
Yeah, same here. I've been so busy, I haven't had a chance to figure up from down.
Well, I'll tell you, last night, we were talking about the Book of Enoch. I thought it was interesting. I looked up a little bit. I looked it up a little bit after I realized that I didn't really catch up on my reading a little bit. And I realized that that's where all the falling angels and stuff comes from. And that the falling angels came down and they mated with human women. And that caused the abominations, that caused the giants and other abominations and stuff like that to occur. And supposedly, was there other stuff that came out of that? Was there like dwarfisms or because I know you had giants, but was there like other creatures that came out of that, like fairies and dwarfisms and unicorns and stuff? I mean, not from the giants, but I mean, not from the mating with women, but I mean from like the fallen angels. The fallen angels somehow, through their powers, create some of those creatures, is what I'm asking. That was a bad question, wasn't it?
I was out getting my plate of supper. I couldn't answer. But yeah, a lot more came out of it than just that. They interbred with animals, which is probably where the centaurs and things like that came from. The bull, minotaur, all those characters in history probably stemmed from that, because it clearly says they also bred with animals, fish. They bred with everything. They were, what do you call them nowadays? Pansexual, I guess it would be. I don't know all the fancy terms. They pretty much screwed anything and created offspring from way more than just the women.
Huh. Yeah, I was wondering about that because I was thinking about the the half man, half horse type of thing and stuff like that. Yeah, that would explain that. That would explain where we got that from. That's interesting, to say the least. Creepy too, but it's like, you hear all those stories and stuff, and you immediately think, you think of like some of the stuff that we come up with today, and it's in your video games and your movies and stuff like that, like your fantasy movies and stuff, Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter and all this stuff about the Senate, the Minotaurs and all that stuff, the half bull, half man, or half man, half bull, or whatever, half horse, half man, stuff like that. That's creepy, man. I always wondered about that. That's creepy.
Yeah, it's definitely something to think about. definitely explains where a lot of the old legends came from.
All right, so while you guys were talking, I don't really know much about Book of Enoch, so I decided to look on Twitter and see if I saw anything Mandela related. And I came across a person that posted the best one-liners in sitcom history. And there's the best, I think it's the top 30. And number 25 is a Mandela effect, the 25th most well-known one-liner in television history. I'm trying to scroll through to it right now to make sure I got it here. Oh man, it's not on the same list, but anyway, it's Lucy, you got some splaining to do. It's one of the most well-known one-liners in television history, even though he never actually said it.
That's pretty interesting, eh?
Yeah. Number 19. Tell me, see if you guys can do the show. One of these days, Alice, pal, straight to the moon.
Honeymooners classics. Loved it. Watched it many times.
All right, how about this one? I'm coming to join you, Elizabeth.
Oh man, Red Fox, one of the greatest shows ever back in the day.
All right, and how about this one? Her lips said no, but her eyes said, read my lips.
Don't know that one.
That's a toughie.
It was from the show Frasier.
Well, see, I never really.
Yeah, I didn't watch a lot of Frasier, but some.
Right? Every PA announcer line? Hold on, let me see here.
No new Texans. Where's that coming from? Uh-oh.
Oh, they're just saying the ones from... Oh, and it's number 15. Lucy, you've got some explaining to do.
Guys.
What?
You guys with the wrenches, watch out in there. We got something.
What we got?
We got a troll.
We got a troll. What's their troll trolling? What?
I don't see no troll.
You don't see it?
No.
I see something saying, welcome to live chat room. Oh, never mind. That's just a regular message. See, I'm gun shy now.
I'd say.
What are you going to do when the real enemy gets here? You let them trolls scare you off.
I don't know. Pee in my pants and run and hide under the bed.
Probably.
I'm going to go to the top 10. Number 10 is Jerome's in the house. Watch your mouth.
What's happening?
You're close. It's Martin.
Oh, see, I never watched the whole. I couldn't stand that guy.
Yeah, I wasn't a super big fan either. Yeah. Oh my God, they killed Kenny.
Well, that's South Park.
South Park. Yeah.
And by the way, the Lucy you guys explained to do was number 15.
Now, Lucy, you got some explaining to do. Has changed, right?
It's not that it's changed; it just never was said, and everybody knows it. I want to read what it says here. The greatest television quote that the character never actually said. Desi Arnaz is famous worldwide for portraying the straight man to the legendary Lucille Ball. When Lucy got herself in trouble, Rookie would always be there, hands on his hips, looking for an explanation. Ricky would often ask Lucy to splain, and phrases like, okay, splain, and all right, start splaining, weren't uncommon, but Ricky never said the line, Lucy, you've got some splaining to do. Not once during the run of the show, it's widely thought that a journalist must have misattributed the quote toward the end of the series run, and from that point forward, the catchphrase was forever committed to history. That's how they explain it away.
That'd be good if I wasn't watching those shows live. So I remember. I'm old. Oh, we lost the Hebrew.
Oh shoot! Well, he's going to have some explaining to do when he gets back.
That's right.
Heck, a lot of these top 10, I don't even know how. We're on a break. It's from Friends. I never knew that one.
No.
Ain't no party like a Liz Lemon party because a Liz Lemon party is mandatory. I definitely don't watch TV anymore. You can tell.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
30 Rock.
Wow, yeah. Never liked that shit.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, welcome back.
All right, well, you're back just in time for the top 6.
All right, let's hear it, David Letterman.
I'm afraid I just blew myself.
Wait, what?
What?
But it's blue as in BLUE.
Oh.
Okay. This is a family show now. Come on.
Arrested Development. You guys see the top 5? You think one of those 3 would know it, right?
You would think. I never even heard of Arrested Development.
That's what she said. No, I mean, that's the line. That's what she said.
I've used that line a lot. I have no clue where it comes from.
Do you, Hero?
Nope.
How about in chat? Anybody know in chat?
Eddie Von Keaton said the Smurfs.
Okay. That's what Smurfette said? Maybe he was talking about a later one or earlier one.
Yeah, maybe.
It's from The Office.
Oh, yeah, he's probably talking about the blue thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, number 4. Well, Middle Class was fun.
No, never heard of it.
How is it number 4? I mean, I can think of so many things that would be more well known than that. Roseanne.
Yeah, like Another Fine Mess You Got Us Into, Gilligan, or
Yeah.
lots more.
Number 3. Not that. Oh wait, I gotta add and said. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's from a very popular show that ran on NBC from '89 to '98.
No clue.
Seinfeld.
Yep.
I think he was talking about most of the time he talked about people being gay, right? Like he would say.
That's what Eddie said. He said Seinfeld being gay. Yep.
Yep. And he's also famous for Yada Yada Yada, Shrinkage, and No Soup for You.
Yeah, see, now No Soup for You, I'd have got that. That's the soup now. No Soup for You.
Master of My Own Domain. That was another one. Seinfeld.
All right. I'm sure you guys will probably know this one, especially since a person's name is in it. How's a beer sound, Norm? I don't know. I usually finish before they get a word in.
That's got to be Cheers.
That's Cheers for sure, yeah.
Yeah. But that is a clever line.
My favorite one was they'd ask him how he's doing. He said it's a dog eat dog world and I'm wearing milk bone pants.
I bet you guys know the number 1. It's just one word. Go.
Well, sure, that's Homer.
Yep.
Go. You know, I was singing some songs before you guys came on here. Just saying.
But number 15 was never actually said, but go figure.
What was number 15?
Lucy, you got some explaining to do?
See, that is weird because I always remembered him saying that.
Yeah, I asked a couple family members, and they said that's not true. He said it. It's on there. If you just look for it, you'll find it. I'm like, the people have already tried. I guess I could actually go pull up some episodes and try to verify, but sometimes it is kind of, we do kind of just take the Mandela community's word for it, but I'm pretty convinced that that it would have been exposed by now if it wasn't true.
Like those meddling kids.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm getting an echo from your end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you guys I want to ask you guys something real quick. Have you guys ever heard of the Spider-Man Mandela effect?
I don't think. Maybe,
No, I'm not sure. What is it?
Oh, I muted up. There's a Mandela effect and Spider-Man where and he now has in every single one of the episodes now he has the wings. Remember when he had the wings in the comic books? He had like the slight wings.
like under the armpits, the little bitty things,
Yeah.
like webbing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they're saying he never actually ever had those. Like you could go back and look at the old comic books, and you won't even find not even one where he had them.
Huh. I don't remember him like having them all the time, but I do kind of vaguely remember it.
No, I'm just kidding. He does have them in the first issue.
I was going to say they weren't real prominent, but he definitely had them.
But while we're talking about trivia, we could play a little game here. Well, we've got time, and then I'll see about opening the phone lines.
Eddie Von Keen had a trivia question. He says every Seinfeld episode started with this word except one. What was it? I don't know. You guys know? Every Seinfeld episode started with this word.
Every Seinfeld episode started with this one word.
Yeah, I could cheat and try to look it up real quick, but I'm not going to.
No, I'm trying to think. Did it have anything to do with like his routine was like oh, I don't know. I don't know. Be honest with you. I don't know that one.
All right, we give up, Eddie. What is it? We had to wait on the delay. Jocko remembers the webbing.
Two states have a city named California, and do you know the two states?
Well, one of them's California.
I mean, it's a city named California.
Oh, a city. Okay, I see. Houston. I mean, Texas and let's see, what was it? Wyoming.
Nope, it's shoot. I know one of them was Pennsylvania, and now I can't remember. I think the other one's Kentucky.
California, Kentucky. Huh.
Wait, what are we talking about?
two states that have the city California in them.
Uh, hmm. There's a California, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I've been all over this state. Driving with the Carney, I can't say I ever seen California. I've seen Denver, PA, Dover, PA, Bethlehem, Blue Balls, Intercourse. I can honestly say I ain't never seen California, Pennsylvania. And the word that it started with was the. Every episode, the pilot, the contest, everyone was named the something.
Apparently, California, Pennsylvania is
Wait,
in Washington County.
really?
It's in Pennsylvania.
In Washington County. See, I've definitely been through around Washington County. Huh. Strange.
You have cities called Blue Balls and Intercourse?
Yep. Mennonite City. One's Blue Ball, one's Intercourse, Bird of Paradise. Well, not Mennonite City, but their little town.
It's a borough on the Mononegala River in Washington County.
Mahonganelia.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. New to me.
I'll tell you, I had this come in about a week ago on the Twitter accounts. I was looking through Twitter Mandela effects, and there are some people that think that May used to have 31 days in it. And you know how we were talking about how time speeds up and slows down and stuff. And before I read those Twitter accounts, I had actually thought about it through, and I thought I always thought one of those months, like you have June, July, and August, and it seems like 3 months in a row where you have 31 days. It's usually every other, like you have 30, 31, 30, 31, and then 31, then 31. There's 2 months, and I think it's July and August both have 31. Is it? It's
Yeah.
one of those.
Well, all of them have 31 except for, let's see, 30 days have September, April, June, and November. So, yeah, everything but those ones have 31.
Well, next year, 2020 is going to be a leap year.
So February will have 28.
No, it'll have an extra day, so it'll have 29.
29. Okay. See, I had that confused. I had that backwards. I thought when you had a leap year, it had less days, but I guess when you have a leap year, it has one extra day.
So anybody that's born on February 29th that year will have to explain their whole life that they were born on a leap year because people aren't going to believe that that's their date of birth.
Yeah, actually, I think on the birth certificates, they pick either the 28th or the 1st, if I've heard correctly. They don't actually put the 29th. They
Just for that reason?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I don't know if it's true. I just sort of always heard that somewhere, that I think I knew someone that was born that day or whatever. I don't remember, but I think they pick whatever day they want, 28th or the 1st. I could be totally wrong, though. That's just hearsay. How many months have 28 days, Eddie said? All of them. Good try, Eddie. Good try.
Oh, boy. Hey, do you have anything there in the chat? Anybody has anything they want to bring to the Hebrew show? Go ahead and bring it up, and we'll talk about it. I know Eddie gave us a good one last night with the whole UFO stuff. I don't want to bring up UFOs because we might.
Yes, you're going to get Roswell calling. Do not say UFO.
I know, right?
Whatever you do, don't mention UFOs. Don't mention Nimitz. Don't mention Tic Tac UFOs. Don't mention.
Well, yeah, no, don't mention extraterrestrial extraterrestrials. Don't mention UFOs. Don't mention Roswell. Don't mention Area 51. Don't mention.
Yes. Yes, whatever we do, we don't want to say UFOs or Roswell or anything like that.
For sure. Oh boy, where's this show going? Nobody knows.
We never knew. MUFON. Eddie said MUFON, yes. They've been around a long, long time.
I was hearing something on the radio about what was it we were talking about? We were talking about all the chemicals and stuff the other day. We were talking about the one show we did on cancer, and now you're hearing how weed killer is now causing cancer in certain people. Well, I guess it causes cancer in everybody who's around it or uses it for long periods of time. And I don't know if anyone's heard of that. And Sagitirically speaking, you brought up just the other day, you were talking about big pharma. You were talking about what's his name? What's his name again?
You talking about George Soros?
No, not
and Monsanto?
Monsanto. Yeah.
That's a company. That ain't a he.
Oh, sorry.
Monsanto.
Sounds like a Mexican restaurant.
Hey, where you going to eat? Down to Monsanto's, man. Going to get a chimichanga. Oh, we're doomed now. I'm sorry. Probably not politically correct anymore. This world's nuts.
Yeah, I don't mind. You know what was funny? Gosh, I keep bringing up those callers. But you know what was funny about them last night is like they said the N-word. They said, we hate black people and we hate the N-word. And I was like, well, which is it? Make up your mind. Which?
Yeah, I don't like the N-word people either, but they don't have a certain skin color. They come in all colors. Trust me. I don't like them people either, but I love black people. Yeah, I don't like the N-word people. They're white, black, green, yellow. It don't matter. They come in all colors.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking that. I was like, well, what? Okay, well, then, you hate everybody? Is that what you're saying? Oh. Here's the thing. I don't mind. Oh, I'm sorry, Sid. Go ahead, man. You're going to say something?
Oh, yeah, I was just going to mention to Armor Up that I dropped something in our chat, in our Shifty Sunday chat. I'm going to see if you could bring it up. I thought you might want to look at that and then possibly present it and or talk about it at some point this evening if you get the opportunity and you're able to. It looked like something that might be up your alley.
Since we were 25 minutes late going in, I figured we could use that extra 25 minutes to bring up some more interesting subjects. If you guys don't mind, if that's okay by you guys. Since this is going to be the last broadcast for 2 weeks, because I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks, and I won't see you guys for 2 weeks. I'll probably still talk to you, in hangouts and stuff. But I thought let's make it interesting. Let's do something. Let's bring up some really good stuff. Is that really good stuff you sent in hangouts?
I wouldn't go so far as to say it's really good stuff, but it's interesting. I did hear about that before. Yeah, I can share it here 1 second. Yeah. Pick the window. All right, where the heck is it? Let me find it. That's right, you gotta have it open to see it. Let's share. Basically what it says is the Pope changed the words to the Lord's Prayer. Pope Francis proved a change to the wording of the Lord's Prayer. Instead of saying, lead us not into temptation, Christians, that's using the term loosely, will now say, do not let us fall into temptation. Because the Pope said it sounds like, if we say it that way, that God leads us into temptation. And you shouldn't say that. I remember reading about that when it happened. That was a while back, if I remember right. Oh, yeah, 217. Yep. I'm going to say, I thought that was a little while ago. 2017. He decided to alter the words of the Bible, which, of course, no big deal. It ain't like Jesus told him, woe to the man that does it or anything. More power to you, Francis.
I know, right? Who does he think he is, the Pope?
Yeah, exactly. You already blaspheme him all over the place. You might as well just go ahead and change the word. Ain't gonna damn you any worse than you already are. Purely my opinion. The views of Armor Up are not necessarily the views of the Shifty Sunday channel.
So basically, he's changed the Lord's Prayer now. I don't understand that. Whoa.
Yeah, the Catholics now say. Now, I guess it took effect. I don't know. Like I said, I remember hearing about it a couple of years ago. I don't know if they changed their prayer books. I don't know. But now, basically, when they say the Lord's Prayer, instead of saying, and lead us not into temptation, they say, what the heck I say it was, and and don't let us fall into temptation.
No. I'm not going to say it that way. I'm going to say it the way I've always known it, and that's lead us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. That's the way I believe.
I thought there was something about the word trespass too.
Yeah, trespass.
Yeah, it's supposed to be trespasses, but that changed to debtors. But actually, transgressions changed to trespasses back in the early 70s. So no one seemed to have noticed that one. I noticed it, but I was too little to understand what it was. But yeah, it was trespasses, and now the big Mandela effect is that it changed to debtors. It don't say trespasses anywhere. But I guess it still did in the Catholic prayer book. I believe it still said trespasses, but all Bibles now say debtors.
We used to say, there's another thing, there's a whole bunch of stuff we used to say, and they just keep changing things and changing things and changing things. One of the things I used to like to say is they would say, peace be with you, and also with you, like you turn and say also with you. And now they say, they change that, peace be with you and also with your spirit. And then there was something else they changed in one of the prayers, one of the main prayers. It wasn't the Lord's Prayer, but it was one of the prayers we used to do. I think it might have been the Apostles' Creed. They changed one of the biggest things in the prayer, and now it lost its meaning completely. And I'm so aggravated with that change. I don't say it the way that everyone else says it. I say it the way I remember being taught to say it ever since I was little. Now I know we all have mixed opinions about different prayers and stuff, but that Apostles' Creed thing, that just really bothers me when they start changing stuff like that. I'm sorry, but I got to say it.
Yeah, well, Jesus pretty much said you really shouldn't do it. So I tend to believe what he says. Yeah, I still say the Lord's Prayer way different than everybody I know. I don't know anyone that says it the way I do, because they leave out evil one. Even if they say trespasses, there's a lot of changes in the Lord's Prayer. A lot.
Now, what was Jesus's official word on saying the Apostles' Creed? Well, he just said, "Don't do it," or "It's a sin," or something like that.
I don't recall Jesus ever mentioning the Apostles' Creed. I don't think it existed then.
Was that something then that I guess the Catholic Church just made up, or?
As far as I know, definitely wasn't something taught by Jesus. They made up 90% of the crap people believe nowadays. That's why I tend to just stick with the red letters. Rest of it's all up for grabs.
That's always a good idea. You know what? While we're on the subject, you could tell me, because I was raised in the Catholic Church and may not know any better. And for people that's out there that don't know any better and was raised in different churches, like I was talking to my sister-in-law the other day, and I told her about you and how you have changed my outlook on a lot of stuff, and how you've, well, not you so much, you're doing it through the Holy Spirit, but I mentioned you. And she said, well, and I told her about a hedge of protection, and I had never even mentioned praying for hedges of protection. Being raised Catholic, we weren't taught that. And she recognized that as a Pentecostal thing. She said, oh, does that mean you're turning Pentecostal now? And I said, no, I won't go that far.
Brother, let me tell you something. I started out Baptist. I've been to all kind of churches. It was just something I like to do. Explore them all, see what they're all about. But I was never taught that. That's something I never, ever, ever heard in any church building I was in. So maybe it's a Pentecostal thing. I don't know. But church didn't teach me that. None of them. Spirit taught me that. Church had nothing to do with where that came from. Just to make sure, maybe the Pentecostals teach it. I don't know. But I never learned it from a man. Never.
She just thought it was pretty cool that I was at least more interested in and finding Jesus and being with Jesus, and trying to walk that line of I keep wanting to say religion, but it's not. It's more than just religion. It's
anti-religion, just like Jesus preached.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I couldn't think of the words. The words are there. I just can't think of it. It's just, but she was like saying, well, that's good. She could see the change in me. And I think a lot of people can. Before I got into the Mandela effect, before I met any of you guys, I won't say an avid churchgoer, but I went to church sometimes, and I did believe in God, and I did say my prayers and stuff like that. But I wasn't as good. I wasn't as good of a Christian as what I should have been. I wasn't as good as a follower of Jesus as what I should have been. And I'm still not. I'm trying to get there. I'm working towards that. And I guess we could all say that, right? I mean, we all want to be good followers,
Oh, definitely. And it's definitely a lifetime process. I mean, it's like I said, I think before in a chat once somewhere along the lines, that the minute you think you made it, it's the minute you totally failed, because you ain't never going to make it till the end. So the minute you think you're saved, you've done enough, you're good to go, the minute you let your guard down, think the minute the devil got right back a hold of you. And I'll tell you how I learned about the hedge of protection. Like I said, I never learned it from a church or a video or nothing. But I just was restudying Job one day and realized, well, why aren't we asking for this? Father obviously loves giving the people who love him a hedge of protection. Job had one. He let it got taken down because of the challenge, but that's where my hedge of protection come from. No one ever told me to do it. I never seen anyone saying to do it. No, I just read Job and realized, well, I want a hedge of protection. I want to be the best I can be, and I want a hedge of protection around my family because they need it. So I pray for it.
The funny thing is also, I've never been this kind of person, but ever since we've been doing the show, I've been going outside of the YouTube community. I've been telling people about our show. I've been handing them things saying, here, come over and watch our show sometime. take the time and watch it. It's not always, we do a lot of talk about the Mandela effect, but it's not always about the Mandela effect. We do a lot of spirituality talk as well. And I know on this show, we've kind of gotten away from it a little bit, but it is in there. It is talked about on this show a little bit, but mostly and I've told them about your show, your Wednesday Word, and I'm hoping maybe I can get the word out about your Wednesday Word as well. People that aren't into conspiracies like the Mandela effect and this and that and the other. I'm hoping to get the word out about about Jesus and about God, or about the Father, the Holy Spirit, all of that, all of the spirituality, all of that stuff. And as I mentioned before, I kind of want to turn this show kind of in the direction of the spiritual side of things. And it never really anchored towards that point, but we will get there. It's just a matter of time. But like Sagitirically Speaking says, we kind of have to have that mixture,
Well, I think we just kind of take it naturally as things come. I mean, there's we all kind of seem to have that in common, where we like to talk about spirituality, we like to talk about conspiracy, we like to talk about conscious awareness, we like to talk about the man trying to stick it to us, and we like to talk about Mandela effect. So I think that, generally speaking, seems to be our go-to themes for the most part.
And I think that's because it all falls under the big heading of, we just like to talk about the truth.
Yep, I think that's a good way of summing it all up.
That's why I wanted to start this whole show, is just talk about the truth, get it all out there. I didn't want to be a copy of everyone else. I try not to be a copy of everyone else. I hope that I'm not being a copy of anyone else. I know I did that little joke last night, but that was just for shits and giggles, and stuff like that. But I don't know. What do you think about that, God's Armor?
First and second.
Well, first, I think you need to give Dean Johnson in the chat a wrench, if you would, because Dean's awesome. He's like the scripture master next to Gorgon. I don't know. It's a pretty tight race. I ain't seen Gorgon in a while. I miss Gorgon. I hope he's all right. Him and Z, come to think of it. But yeah, I noticed Dean ain't got a wrench, so if you could hook him up, that'd be cool. And Wednesday Word, yeah, I do that every Wednesday at 9 o'clock Eastern, Dean. Right now, we're in the middle of a series by Bruxy again. Bruxy's awesome. And we're on part 2. I think it's a 3-part series. But tomorrow, Wednesdays is called, let's see, I've been working on it all day. It's all but ready to go up. Let me screw up here, get the title. It's called, the series is called Still Here. We're on part 2, which is a serious lack of judgment. Very interesting. What he's doing is we're walking through the parables of Matthew chapter 13. Last week's was the sower and the soils. Most people call it the parable of the sower, but it's the different soils. And then this week's we're covering the second parable Jesus told in Matthew 13, which is the sower sowing the good seed and the enemy sows the weeds. So pretty cool series. We do it every Wednesday at 9. Sorry for the long, shameful plug, Hebrew. I got out on a rant there.
Hey, no problem. That's what the show's for. Talking about stuff that I gave your show a long plug the other day in that video I did just before we went on the air Saturday night. Why we're talking about Dean Johnson, and I just gave him a wrench, by the way. I almost said ranch. But well, why don't you give the room a quick shout out while we've got a chance? If you
All
don't
right.
mind, sir.
If you're giving away ranches, though, I want one. We got Dean Johnson in the room, Eddie Von Keen, Noble Miss D. Scrolling up, I know we got Jocko here. I think I seen Jessie earlier. I think she's still here. E-Man was here earlier. Hopefully he's still hanging with us. Taekwondo was here. Hopefully she's still chilling. I think that's everybody. Hopefully. Yep. I think we got them all. Jocko, or of course, I think I already said him, but Jocko always gets a double shout out. He's always here. Jocko and Eddie, you're diehards.
Well,
Well, speaking of Mandela effect, while you guys were talking, I got on Twitter again and I found these, I think, 5 images of side by sides. I didn't know if either one of you guys could present, but we could ask the chat if which one of these side by sides looks right to them, the left one or the right one. See if how many people have been affected in our chat room.
Well, we can, but I guarantee they've all been affected. They'll all get these. But I can, let me get them open in different windows. It'll take me a minute.
They're pretty popular images. They've been floating around for probably at least 6 months now. So some of you guys may have already seen them before, but I thought that would be something kind of interesting to do. And it's not every day you get to see them side by side like that. It makes it a little bit easier to apply a level of discernment.
well, when he gets that, after he does that and gets that up on the side by side deal, why don't we open up the phone lines, guys?
That's fine with me. I'm all for it.
We got enough people on here chatting, and I don't see the bogus.
I got them ready when you guys are ready. I just have to go one at a time, one window at a time.
All right.
Let me start screen sharing. Start with that one, I guess.
In this case, it would be the top one or the bottom one. Which one looks right to you? Hebrew?
Oh, sorry. I was muted up. Let's see.
Remember, there's a delay, so give chat time to type.
Oh yeah, let's wait and see what chat says first, and then we'll guess.
We'll guess after the chat. Yeah.
Eddie Von Keen's the top guy. Taekwondo is a. Oh, she's one of her own. She's a chick with just a K. Well, so interesting.
Okay.
Jocko's a chick, top one. We know Noble knows. This old stuff to know. Anyone else going to answer? Don't know if anyone else is still here. Looks like that's all we got so far.
She said, just try to sign your best with your webcam.
Nobody says Canada only has human check, no fillers. So.
And you can read my signatures at all. You can kind of see my A and D on my signatures. It was squiggling lines.
So cool. Looks like everyone that did answer is top, and Taekwondo is top only with a K instead of the C. I don't even know what it is now. Which is it now?
I'm gonna guess. This is just my guess. I'm gonna say the top.
Yeah, the top looks right to me, but I never really ate there. There ain't a lot of them. Well, there's none around us. I mean, I've seen them in the cities when I drive, but I would be a total guess at top just because it's like chic filet. It sounds a little more like if I was to name it, that would be what I'd pick. Chic filet.
Yeah, it seems a little more schwanky, a little more hipster, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's none
Yeah.
around me, so I don't know, but I would guess chick. What is it now? Does anyone in the chat know? What's the change? Did it used to be, okay, it's chick right now with the K, so it used to be chick.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that one with the K, that just, I don't know. That don't even look right. Why would you? Yeah. Said, I don't know. I've passed the signs when I'm driving, but never really looked. That just,
I mean, I get why it's chick with a K because it's chicken.
well,
I mean,
yeah.
that's how. But I honestly I remember it with just the C. Like, I mean, I do remember seeing it that way.
And so does most of our people in chat. All right, let me go to the next one. Whoops, wrong button. Let me see. Next one. Oh, this one. It's an easy one. Left or right, peoples?
They have, Pennsylvania set up so that you can't.
That is an easy one.
Yeah, this one's been talked about quite a bit, but it'll be interesting to see what the chat room has to say about it.
Eddie Von Keen got a big dash. Oh, cleaning calls. Taekwondo's got to leave us. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great night, sister. Eddie Von Keen don't like this one. He says it makes his pants damp. Jocko's a left-brained fellow. Dean Johnson says left. It's right. Space and dash. I agree, Noble. That's what I was going to say, but I didn't want to influence chat. I believe there should be a space in between the kit and the cat and the dash between it, not overlapping, but definitely a dash.
Yeah, I agree. I think that whoever did the Photoshop wasn't able to separate them, or they probably would have. Yeah.
Yeah, just couldn't make a space there, but yep. Hebrew, dash or no dash for the bro? Hebrew has left the building. The Ghostbuster statue got him.
Oh, no. The dash looks right to me.
All right.
Yeah, again, dash with a space is how I remember it. However, I'm fairly confident that it's no longer the case.
And dash on the candy also. Yes, I agree. Each little strip said Kit Kat with a dash. All right, next one. How do I change what I'm sharing? Guess I got to do it. All right, next is this one. Left or right? Now this one, I believe I differ with most people, but okay, left or right?
I feel like I'm taking a test.
An eye
I'll give
test?
you Jeopardy music while we wait on the chat to respond. Do 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 do.
Like I need to go sharpen my number 2 pencil. I'll be right back.
Do, 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 do. Eddie's a right-brained fellow on this one. Jocko's answering his own question. He's like done with us for the evening. He says Bucky's is now Bucky's. He's a left-brained fellow. Oh, we finally have a divergence in the chat. Interesting, because I diverge with most on this one. So we got Eddie with a right, Jocko with a left. Waiting on the only other one that's been answering, which is the Noble and Dean. Got to wait on Dean also. Singing was their big gig, Noble said. So I guess he's saying he's a right fella too with Jocko.
I got to tell you a story.
Eddie.
After they guess, I've got a good little story about that one, but you know which one I'm on board with. I think you do.
Oh, I know which one it is to me.
Yeah.
I guess, okay, Dean said he has no comment on this one, wasn't a Toonie type of guy. I remember Looney Tunes, just like Noble said, with the TU on the right. I'm with Eddie and Noble in this one because it was all about the music. It was all about da-na-na-na, da-na-na.
Yeah.
The tunes was built into it. So
The other thing is, God's Armor is the original title for the show was Merry Melodies, and it ties in with Looney Tunes. There's a lot of people that don't know that, but before they changed it to Looney Tunes, it was Merry Melodies, and that's why I'm with the Tunes, Tunes, Tunes.
Yeah, I have to admit I'm with the TUNES crowd as well.
which one were you, Saggy? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Oh, TUNES.
All right, so the panels are unanimous TU, and most of the chat, Jocko's the left guy, and Dean didn't know. All right, let me get the next one up here. Next one is Mona. Left or right, don't let the arrow influence you, or the stopwatch. Why is there a stopwatch? do 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 do. Do, 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 do.
The one on the left, she just looks so angry, doesn't she?
Eddie's a left person. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. You know, you're getting extra Jeopardy music. You'd have all lost if Alex was in charge. Time was up. Left, but without the clock. Yes, Eddie. Pay no mind to the clock or the big arrow pointing at her face. Jocko's a left. Mona was never smiling. Dean's a left. So the chat is unanimous with left. I'm definitely left. She definitely wasn't grinning like a Cheshire cat in my reality.
Yeah, I'm left as well.
I have a problem with that one for two reasons. I'm the same way. I'm a left. Without the clock, though. Forget the clock.
Yeah. I don't know why we got a clock and a big arrow. Noble said she did change to him. What is it now? Is she smiling like that now on that right picture?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, apparently that's the way she is now, yeah.
No.
That's what I was saying.
That's funny stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You remember that song, though? Mona Lisa Smile?
Yeah.
So why would they come up with that song if she was already smiling? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Right. It was all about her non-smile smile. That was called a Mona Lisa smile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wouldn't make sense if she was grinning like any other Looney Tune out there in the world today. She had her own smile. Yeah. She was just like seriously thinking about something. Or perhaps
I mean, she on the right, she looks like a Looney Tune who just went to Chick-fil-A and ate a Kit Kat.
Yeah, exactly. No dashes, had a K in it.
The other one isn't right either.
Yeah.
Spelled it Tunes. Yeah, I'm not too sure the left one's exactly right, but
She had the slightest bit of a
she had like a little up curl in the one lip. I believe it was the left side, I'm thinking.
It kind of almost looked like a smirk.
Yeah, almost. But yeah, it definitely wasn't the one that's on the right. I can't believe that's what it is now. That's crazy. If I showed up at the museum and made it over there and went to see the Mona Lisa and walked in and seen that, I'd be upset. I'd be like, yo, where the real Mona at?
Yeah.
Yeah, show me the real one. I know this was a fake.
She's not Mona.
That ain't my Mona. No, I'd have to go off on. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, half hidden smile, Noble said. Yeah, exactly. It was just sort of almost a smile.
What's Mona got to be moaning about?
Yeah. All right, off of Mona, we got another one here. Well, let's see. I believe it's the last one. Oh, no, we got two more. Oh, here's a very popular one. We all know this one. Left or right? This will be unanimous.
Oh yeah. Mr. Moneybags. Hey, where'd our Jeopardy music go?
Oh, I was reading Dean's comments. See, that's why I love Dean. He always got a biblical reference to anything.
Ah.
So we said Mona. We're talking about the Mona Lisa. He posted, Mona means single, unitary, or solitary. Jesus said, blessed are the solitary and elect, for you will find the kingdom. For you are from it, and to it you will return. That's from the book of Thomas, verse 49. Personally, my second favorite gospel of all. Of course, I'm a heretic for saying it. There's been videos made about that I'm a heretic for saying it. So, but I stand by it. Okay, we got a left from Eddie. We got a definitely monocle from Dean, left from Jocko. Of course, this will be unanimous. We all know the Monopoly Man had a monocle in it. Yeah, that's
sure. Why would he have the top hat and everything that supposedly goes with, like, everything you could think of that goes with that kind of attire back in those days? And like the top hat, the mustache. I could have swore he had a cane too, by the way, but I guess I was wrong on that one. But
well, I think maybe on the cards. I think on one of like community chest or one of them. I think he does have a cane, but not on the main picture. But I think
I agree with the community chest cards. I think he did have a cane on one of the cards.
The answer, one of those cards or a couple cards, he may have had a cane because he was doing different things on the cards. So yeah, I do remember a cane. Monocle means mono, or monocle. Mono means single, unitary, or solitary. So same verse applies to Mona and monocle. Interesting. Okay.
A lot of times the Mandela effect is creating singularity. I've noticed that.
Yeah, a lot of times. Last one, and this is one I believe I will differ on also. Left or right?
That's one I would definitely
Go to jail, Eddie Von Keen said. Left for Eddie. He's a M-E-Y-E-R kind of guy. His baloney had the second name M-E-Y-E-R. Jocko's left also. So Eddie and Jocko both left on this one. Do, 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 do. All right, what do you guys? I am actually a right guy on this one. I remember singing My Baloney Had a Second Name. It's M-A-Y-E-R. So I'm a Meyer M-A myself.
Yeah, I'm the same way on that because I remember singing it from the song. If I sing the song, it just naturally comes out that way. Even when I say it, Oscar Mayer.
Yep, and yeah, it's the same way with me. It just naturally comes out that way. I remember this song quite well because I had a lieutenant in the service. Here's an interesting little story. One of our lieutenants in the service, when I was in El Paso, his name was Oscar Grambling. And I used to always, I got in a lot of trouble when I was in the service. I was not your typical soldier. I would run around singing, my lieutenant has a first name, it's O-S-C-A-R. My lieutenant has a second name, it's G-A-R-M-B-L-N-G. Oh, he likes to beat us every day. And I'd just go on, and he didn't appreciate the humor in his name being a hot dog, I guess. But yeah, I definitely knew this song well.
Were
And
you doing?
here's a trivia from Eddie. Penny from The Big Bang Theory was in the Oscar Mayer commercials when she was 5.
Really?
That's a tidbit from Eddie.
I did not know that.
No,
Oh, there.
neither. It seems like, I don't know. It seems like she wouldn't have been old enough. Well, of course, the later commercials, maybe. Got to remember, I was watching Oscar Mayer commercials in the 70s. So.
You were around during the unveiling of the Weenie Mobile.
Yeah, the Weenie Mobile, absolutely. Actually went and seen it when it first came out.
Oh, wow.
It was in a parade. It was the big.
What was
I mean, it
the
wasn't the first appearance, but the first year it was out, they did parades everywhere. I went and seen it.
what was the peanut butter commercial that Annette Funicello was in?
The who?
Funicello, I don't remember.
Seems like she was in a. Oh, I want to say it was the Jiffy commercials or the Jif commercials.
I don't know. I was thinking it was Skippy because they were big competition, and I think it had to do with the crunchy.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm just sort of, I don't know, little bits and pieces. I'm thinking she had something to do with the crunchy, which was Skippy back at the time, but I'm not positive. Okay, he said, yeah, she was in the 80s commercials. That makes more sense. She'd have been about 5 then. Trying to remember, there were a couple other famous actors were in the old original. The boy on the rock, I forget who he was. He was a famous actor. He later became a famous actor, but can't remember who it was. There's a little boy that was sitting on the rock singing the song. Big Rock. Oscar means God spear. Men think that it is peace which I have come to cast upon the world. They do not know that it is dissension. I have come to cast upon the earth fire, sword, and war. Thomas, verse 16. Thank you, Dean. Dean's like the Bible trivia verse master.
You guys are making me hungry for cheese dogs.
All right,
All right.
Dr. Meyer off the screen. Done presenting. Stop sharing. No
I
more-
did while you were presenting that Oscar Mayer. I put some residue in the chat, but it's not that important really. I mean, we've all seen the residue before, so I just thought it would be fun to do those side by sides.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And it was interesting that there was a couple we split on, so that's pretty cool too.
That was pretty
John
cool.
Travolta was the boy in the plastic bubble. Yes, I believe so. If I remember correctly, I believe he was.
Oh, wait. Yeah, he was.
Bubble boy.
There was also a Bubble Boy on Seinfeld. Do you remember that?
I didn't watch a lot of Seinfeld. I think I do remember that episode, though. But I wasn't a Seinfeld diehard, you know. I had started, I don't know, yeah.
Same here. I would, if it was on, I would watch it, but it wasn't like I was jumping in front of the TV because I knew it was coming on.
Yeah, I only really liked Kramer. The rest of the characters are sort of stale to me, but Kramer was funny as heck. Cosmo was hilarious.
I had a dog named Cosmo. I named him after Kramer because he always had spiky hair. Well, on that note, I'm going to open up the call lines now, and hopefully we don't have another fiasco like we had last night. So here we go.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Nah.
I'm here now. Them demons know better than to come around. I hope they do. Bring it. Bring it. Bring it, you YouTube demons. You ain't got the gonads.
So did you get the...
Oh, the number. Let me get it. I was looking for the other thing Saji said he put there. I don't see anything else from. I don't know. All right, I got the number. Let me pop it over here.
Cool. All right, there we go. If anybody wants to pop on in and call, go ahead. But I'm telling you, I got those two other numbers. I know what they are.
You just keep the mute button ready.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's-
I never actually dropped them in there. I apologize, Armor Up, but I did drop them in there now.
Oh, okay. You guys like, I don't see anything else. Oscar Meyer, there's M-E-Y. Oscar Meyer. Yep. Oscar Meyer. That's all the M-E-Y-E-Rs. Yeah, see, that just, nah. Not for me. Don't.
Yeah, same here. I remember it MAYER as well. I forgot to mention that.
Yes, you didn't sing your jingle. You
But
gotta-
it's definitely MAYER.
Oh, and we are going to have a wrap this evening, I believe I heard from last night. Is that correct?
No, unfortunately, I had a very eventful day. I'm in the process of buying a new car, and I was wrapped up all day with that, with my brother coming over, and I didn't get a chance to write rhymes. Unfortunately, it'll have to be postponed to another occasion. I'll have 2 whole weeks now to figure it out, so I'll make a really good one in that amount of time.
You say you was too busy being wrapped up in buying a car, so you were too wrapped up to rap?
Exactly.
Wow. Hey, easy dog. Even the dog didn't like that excuse, Sadie.
I know, right? It's
No.
like the dog ate my homework, you know?
Yep, wrapped up, Eddie says. That's correct.
Speaking of being wrapped up, I'll tell you what, man. This weather, I hope it wraps up pretty soon. We're getting rain, and more rain where I'm at. I don't know about where you guys are at or anything, but I was sitting there out there in the car, cleaning out my car. I'm like, oh man, it's a beautiful day. I'll get this car cleaned out. And right in the middle of getting it cleaned out, yeah, here come the rain. I'm like, well, I'm not going to take it through the wash.
Listen to this. Can you hear that?
Ooh,
I didn't hear anything.
Oh, man.
Oh, now I hear it, yeah. Is that rain?
Worried about rain.
Yeah, it's raining cats and dogs. Roof.
Sounds like it's raining cats and dogs, birds and penguins and everything else.
Yeah, when it rains down here in Florida, I don't know. The raindrops just seem bigger down here, is what I guess I'm trying to say. It's like a monsoon sometimes.
Better make sure you don't step in any poodles.
It's like a catastrophe, I tell you.
The catastrophe. Holy meow. It's raining mandanimals, Eddie said.
Speaking of man animals, are we going to do the mandibles?
Did you find any mandibles?
I think I did. I think I found the man that looks like a duck.
Oh, you could get that lizard dude. You ever see that dude that had all the surgery to make himself a lizard? I think there's a girl too. They got like implant. I mean, they definitely are lizards. They got their eyeballs done.
Oh man,
it's old stuff, but yeah, lizard man, lizard woman. There's yeah, they're out there.
It gives lizard people a whole new meaning, huh?
Yeah. Did you guys ever hear them? That dude and girl that did that had all kind of implants. And I'll find some pictures. Hold on.
All right, yeah. If you find some pictures, bring them on up, man. I'd like to see that.
We can do these are mandanimals.
There we go.
Mandibles or whatever they are.
Yeah. You know, we're always talking about lizard people. We're talking about, lizard people. But yeah. Talking about some real lizard people.
I'll fucking hit you if you want me to hit you. Because I said, why the fuck are you hitting me? He's like, I'll hit you if you want me to hit you. Next time I'll hit you like a grown ass fucking man. That love tap wasn't nothing.
Yeah. Come on, mute.
Okay, keep talking. I'm looking for pictures.
All right. So, Sagitirically speaking, have you ever seen these lizard people he's talking about? Sag, you there? Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm here. It took me a second to get to my mute button. Yeah, I have not.
You know, they're always talking about lizard people. Somebody sent in, and I forget who it was. They said then like their eyes was changing or something, like they were slanted. I forget who that was that sent that in, but they sent it in to Dan's channel. And then I think several months ago, Dan had a picture of George W. Bush that looked like he was turning into a lizard as he was speaking. And I believe,
I think I've seen that before.
have you?
Yeah, I dropped a rainbow blanket octopus. A link for that in our chat if somebody wants to share that.
Somebody called in, but I didn't get their. They're not called in for some reason. I'm not getting their. Oh, here they are. Okay, well, while he's looking at that, do you want to take a caller?
Sure.
All right, let's go ahead and take this caller real quick from Texas. I'm going to take a guess who this is. Let's unmute him. Hello there, sir. All right. Mr. Jocko is on the phone, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Jocko, how you doing tonight, brother?
I'm doing pretty good right now. Anyway, I wanted to bring up a Mandela effect that I experienced a few months ago, or a month ago, and it was the Star Wars movies, Episode 1. I guess it was called Revenge of the Sith. And what I noticed was when Qui-Gon was fighting Darth Maul for the very first time, they were fighting, and then the ship came by, and he jumped back onto the ship. Are you there?
Yeah, we're here.
Okay. And when he jumped back in the ship, Obi-Wan asked him, what was that? And I remember him saying, I don't know, but it was well-versed in the... what do you call that? I forgot. He was well versed in the. Oh gosh. Anyway, gosh, I can't remember now. See, that's why I don't call in, because I lose my track of my mind here. Gosh.
What do you remember?
Was he well trained in the Force?
In the. Oh my God. I can't believe I'm forgetting.
What was it? The dark side or the dark side of the Force or something?
What they fight, the lasers, you know,
The lightsabers.
fighting. Yes, Well, anyway, he said he was well versed in the whatever it is, and in the show that I saw he said he was well trained, so there was a one-word change. So I don't know if anybody else picked up on that, but I just thought I'd mention that. And I'm sorry, my mind's just went blank.
Well, that's okay. What episode did you say this was?
There's the Episode 1, Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, that wouldn't have been Revenge of the Sith. I said Seth. That would have been, let's see, Episode 1 would have been the first one. So that would have been see, now my mind's starting to go. I think it's catchy.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I can't remember the names of the new ones. Which one of them was the Clone Wars? Was that the first one?
The Clone Wars would have been the second one.
Okay.
The third one was Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah. Forget what the first one
Oh
was.
gosh, don't tell me. See, that's why I don't call in, because I didn't, get my Q's and P's or whatever.
Oh, that's okay. No, I really honestly,
Yeah, episode 1 is the Phantom Menace.
yeah, that's it.
Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Noble got it. Noble and Sagi both got it.
But I don't know. I'll have to look into that. I'm pretty well a huge Star Wars fan myself, and what scene was that? Was it raining?
I'm sorry.
Was it raining?
No. They were in the desert.
Oh, okay. Oh, he was fighting Darth Maul.
Right, Darth Maul.
Okay.
Sorry, I said Vader. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That was when the scene where the ship came by and Qui-Gon jumped back onto the ship.
And there was a change in the wording. Is that what you're saying?
It's just one word. He said he was well trained. He was well versed in the Jedi arts. That's right, Jedi arts. I finally remembered. And and the word change was he was well trained. I definitely remember that.
Okay, well, I'll have to look into it. It's been a while since I've seen those movies. I don't know. I don't know what to.
All right. Well, anyway, I just thought I'd call in and mention that. And like I said, I'm sorry I was stumbling around.
Well, that's okay. I appreciate your call.
We all stumble.
I'll get back to the show, and thanks a lot.
Well, hey, thanks for calling, brother.
You've heard our show. We all stumble around in here.
Right.
All right, I got the wild rainbow octopus thing ready to share. And the lizard lady. But let's check out the rainbow octopus. It's pretty cool.
Let's see. All right, we'll go ahead and do that. Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Yeah, also, I think I found the scene that he's talking about. So if you want to, it's a 9-second clip on YouTube. So if you want to share that later, you can.
Well, send it to God's Armor, because he's better at presenting the stuff. If I try to present it, I go off the air for some reason.
Yeah, I put it the same place I've been sharing everything else.
All right. I hung up on the.
I'm sharing the one, but I don't know if you're presenting me.
Oh, let me go ahead and get it on the screen here. And let's. Well, that thing looks weird.
It's pretty awesome.
Huh. Wow, look at that. Now, what's this supposed rainbow blanket octopus?
Caught on camera. Hopefully you don't get a copyright. I don't know how that works. So if you do, sorry, I'm just sharing what you tell me.
I don't think you would, since it's not an actual, there's no sound or anything.
Yeah.
It's just a video.
USA Today, though. So. All right, and the lizard lady, whoops, what am I doing?
Fun in swimming pools, and they just sit there and record them.
Let me pull up the lizard lady.
Babies how to swim, but it takes the babies forever, like flip themselves.
Whoa!
And I record them the whole time.
That's the lizard lady.
Oh man!
Wow, you can't unsee that once you see it. That's for sure.
Thanks for the nightmare fuel. I appreciate that. Oh, man. That is yeah, that's something else.
Yeah, can you imagine waking up with that in bed next to you?
I'd have to run out of there screaming.
Oh, she got little horns and stuff. What the heck?
Whatever it was I was drinking the night before, I would never drink that again.
Right? Yeah, she does. She has like little horns. That's sort of demonic looking.
There's another one. Now, this isn't the same lady.
That's a different. And she's got horns too.
Here's the dude. He got his tongue split, the whole nine.
Hey, how did Mr. Clean get on there? It looks like if Mr. Clean had mutated with the lizard man.
It's Mr. Clean went green.
Right? Oh, now who's this guy? It looks like he's got a bone through his nose.
Yeah.
Man, I can't imagine people doing this stuff to themselves. This all
Couple
this,
one-hitters in his ear, it looks like. I don't know. Not that I know what they are.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's enough creepy people.
Yeah, that would definitely I would definitely consider that man mandibles, whatever.
There's your man mandibles, or trans species, as they like to call themselves.
Yeah, that'd be a good one to go out on, I'd say. Here, let me get you to where you're done presenting, unless
I think I found a 9-second clip of our callers, the line our callers was referring to.
okay. Yeah, well, Mr.
All right,
Jocko.
let me share it up here. 1 second.
I ain't worried about getting in trouble. We played clips before. It's only 9 seconds long, you said?
Correct. It's just him saying that line.
I think that would be fine.
Bring it out, I guess. I don't know. At this rate, I'll be getting off work before you're back from it.
If they take down this broadcast, well, they'll probably just play whatever. I don't care.
I'm going to have to share and then unmute. So
does that mean that I mute if you unmute?
no, it shouldn't matter. I just got to make sure I find the right window. What window is that? Let me close some of these out. I'm done with that one. That one. That one. Okay, the I've been trained. Here we go. All right, let me unmute it. You have to let me know if you can hear it.
You fool! I've been trained in your Jedi arts by Count Dooku.
Yeah, I seem to.
That might not be it, but
That seems like what he's talking about.
Yeah, and did he say it trained? It don't say I've been trained now? Was he saying it? You have to tell us in chat. Or is
I think he said it wasn't trained before. It was I'm well versed.
oh yeah, I'm well versed.
Yeah.
I thought he meant the change. Was it changed to I'm well versed? Yeah.
Let's see. Let's stop presenting a second. Unless you want to show that again, I don't know.
Yep. Yep.
You fool! I've been trained in your Jedi arts. Trained in your Jedi arts. I've been trained in your Jedi arts. I've been trained in your Jedi arts by
Yeah.
Dooku.
By the Count Dooku.
Yeah.
That's it, Jocko said. Not the one. This is not the clip you're looking for.
Oh.
This is not the droid we're looking for. Okay.
Oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, because he said it occurred in episode 1. That was episode 2. So that wouldn't be correct. Oh, he said he was fighting. It's when he's fighting with Darth Maul in episode 1. Hello?
Let me see if I can find it.
Okay.
TV from the 50s.
I think YouTube will allow us nights.
Episode 1. Is it when Obi's fighting him? That's when Obi-Wan's fighting Darth Maul, right?
I believe so. Like in the desert, it's the first time we see Darth Maul.
Well, and if it's in the desert, then it's when Qui-Gon is fighting him, Tatooine.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
All right, I might have to mute up so I can find that specific spot.
Okay. And while you're doing that, I'm going to look here. We got 8 watching, 2 thumbs up and 3 thumbs down. All right, cool. Any thumb is a good thumb, right? Isn't that what you said to me one time, Sagitirically speaking? Uh-oh.
Yeah, any thumb is considered viewer interaction, which is better than no interaction at all.
Bumblebees the size of 747s. Hold on, let me read that correct. Am I reading this correctly? Noble saying something about there are bumblebees the size of 747s here. I figure they're running an air traffic control somewhere. Where was that at? Oh, boy. I would hate to run into the bumblebee that's the size of a 747, let me tell you.
Yeah, unless it was a transformer.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Even then, I'd be kind of like, you know what? That's okay. I'm moving out of the country now. Oh, man. We have fun on here, don't we?
I know, right? If only it was our full-time job.
If this was my full-time job, I'd be doing a show every night. Probably wouldn't get as many listeners, but if I was getting paid for it, which I don't do this to get paid for it though, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So now that we got Noble in here, now why don't you do your impression, huh?
Ask him if he heard our intro from yesterday.
I don't think he did. I don't think he watched the show yesterday.
Oh, well, tell him he's definitely got to check that out. Well, I guess he can hear me, so check that out, Noble, when you get a chance.
I think I found the spot, but it's very hard to hear with everything talking, but I think I found it, so hopefully I'm in the right spot. Qui-Gon.
See, he's been very busy. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, you got me sharing.
I believe so.
I think that's the right spot. Like I said, it's hard to hear because my speakers have you guys talking and I was trying to hear the clip, but I think this is where he says it. Oh, wait, I got to get in the right window. All right, here we go.
I think so. What was it? I'm not sure, but it was well trained in the Jedi arts. I'm not sure, but it was well trained in the Jedi arts. Was it? I'm not sure, but it was well trained in the Jedi arts. Was it? I'm not sure, but it was well trained in the Jedi arts. My guess is it was after the Queen. It was well trained. What was it? I'm not sure, but it was well trained in the Jedi arts. My guess is it was after the Queen.
There you go. I believe that's the clip he was searching for.
Yep, I believe so.
So what do you think, Hebrew? You're the Star Wars expert. Did he used to say it was well trained in the Jedi arts? Or did he used to say what he said it? I still forget what he said it said.
Well versed.
Well versed. See, that would make more sense there. I don't know, but it was well versed in the Jedi arts.
Well versed to me seems like it would. I'm getting an echo. Oh, there we go. Well versed to me seems like it would make more sense. It seems like something that they would say well versed more than well trained would be. And the funny thing is, you hear the well trained part, you hear it in that movie, and then you hear it in the second movie as well when General, the guy with the arms, General, I keep wanting to say General Grievous. He says it again in the second movie. I was well trained. So when you put those two together, you get the well trained and the other movie. And this one it's kind of like that's what they would say. But the Jedi seems like would, to me, it'd make more sense to say well versed than well trained is what I'm trying to say and all. But when you got that same thing in two different movies where it's the same exact line, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well,
I don't. Oh, go ahead. You go first.
I'm just going to say, well versed rings truer to me, but I only seen that movie a couple times when it first came out. I'm more the 4, 5, and 6 episode. The first 3 of Star Wars are the ones I seen a lot, but I sort of feel well versed, if I was to guess.
Yeah, I want to say that well versed would make more sense. Unfortunately, I don't remember the line. I mean, I don't have that. I've only seen that movie maybe a handful of times, and I don't recall the line one way or the other. So I'm indifferent.
It seems like something that Jedi would say because it's more of a extended vocabulary. They have a more extended vocabulary to me, and it just seems more. I don't want to say majestic, but it just seems more intellectual or whatever. I don't know. It just seems like it fits. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, well versed would be a better fit for the line. I agree, and that reminds me, seeing that scene with Anakin there and Obi-Wan. That's a major plot fail, or in the movie, or I guess, or just like a mistake that I guess they made. But I know that he didn't plan on necessarily making all of the movies at a certain point or whatever. But there's a scene in the episode 4 when he first meets Luke Skywalker, when Luke comes to Ben and he's got the R2D2 and C3PO with him. Right before the scene, like just minutes before the scene of "These aren't the droids you're looking for," that famous line. Ben makes a comment that he's never seen these droids before, but he clearly does see them when he's there with Anakin at that time, because Anakin is building C3PO and R2D2 in that first movie. So I just thought I should mention that. It's always bugged me that he says that in episode 4 that he's never seen those droids before. Where'd everybody go?
Oh, I'm sorry. I have a house full at the moment. I was distracted.
But yeah, that's my little 2 cents rant for whatever that's worth.
We've lost the host, and I missed the whole rant, darn it.
Well, basically what I was saying is, in that scene you see Obi-Wan, or in a scene close to that, you see where Anakin's building R2D2 and C3PO, and then later on in episode 4, he makes a comment when Luke first shows up with them after he rescues them from the Ewoks, that he's never seen those droids before, when R2 is showing him the clip of Princess Leia, "You're my only hope," or whatever.
That's Luke, though.
Yeah, but that's Luke. That's Anakin's son, and he's got R2D2 and C3PO there with him. But Ben Kenobi acts like he's never seen R2D2 and C3PO before, when he's clearly meeting them in episode 1 when Anakin's building them. That's what I'm trying to say.
What he says, well, the exact line is, he goes, I don't recall ever owning a droid before. So you could always make the argument that he's saying like he himself personally had never owned any of those droids, and
So why wouldn't he be like R2, C3, what's up? How you guys doing? Haven't seen you in years, you know.
I guess because he didn't want Luke, huh? I'm
Well,
sorry.
yeah, that is when he was still trying to keep the whole secret from Luke that he even knew him. Let alone,
Yeah. I see what you're saying. You're right.
I mean, that's a good cover for it. I don't know. I never noticed that discrepancy, but it's definitely a discrepancy. But yeah, it easily plays into the fact that he wasn't even admitting he even knew Luke at that time.
Hey, let me ask you. Huh? I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
No, go ahead. I didn't have anything.
I want to ask you guys something I just now noticed, and keep in mind I'm a really bad speller. Do you guys remember the bubble gum Big League Chew?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this goes for the same thing as like Justice League or any kind of league whatsoever. How do you spell league?
We'll let the chat answer. I'll type my answer in our private side chat.
Okay. Because this is kind of weirding me out a little bit.
So I spell
Hmm.
it. That's how I spell it. Still waiting for the chat.
Yeah, that's.
They're on delay. Okay. Dean's got a League.
Okay.
See who else we got. Do 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 do. All right, chat, wake it up.
Well, like I said, I'm just a really bad speller, so this could just be me just not knowing what the hell I'm.
So far, the only one's Dean, and he spelled it the same way I did in our chat. League.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I spell it as well.
Nobu can't spell, so he abstains from this question.
Like me, huh? No. He's probably a better speller than I am, that's for sure. Oh, he said that. Okay. This is weird. Okay, did we give them enough time?
Yep. No one else is answering.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell you, you and the only other person, was it Dean?
Dean. Yep.
You and Dean have it correct. That's the way they've got it spelled here. It's the way it is in Justice League. League. That's the way you guys spelled it, and that's the way it's spelled here. But here's how I remember it being spelled, and I may be the oddball of the group, and I may be an oddball speller.
Well, we know you're the oddball of the group, no matter how you spell stuff, brother. Don't ever let that be taken away from you.
Okay, I won't.
Jocko is also an League. He just chimed in over there.
Yeah. Okay, well, then I'm just a really bad speller because I just seems like it should be Leauge and not have the U come after the G. League.
That'd be more like a league. That's a lot of vowels together. League. I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to see.
I guess so. I don't know. I saw it and it just didn't look right. But like I said, I'm just a horrible speller. I wonder what would come up on the Google search or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know how they do all that stuff.
I don't.
They do the databases to the newspaper thing, and That's like a subscription or something. I don't know. I don't get into the Mandela research, so I don't know how they do it.
But
For fake color needs to be really
it seems like the Justice League or whatever, BLEUAGE. I don't know. I'm weird. Okay, so we'll move on. One other thing before we wrap up, is that first of all, Sagitirically speaking, you had something yesterday that you were going to bring up and you never got around to it, and I had something. Did it have to do with the dead and people coming back? It was something like that. Something you had looked up. We spoke about it in Hangouts. Do you remember what that was? Sagitarically speaking.
Yeah, I'm sorry. About the dead?
I think it might have had something.
I remember talking to you about the water, the glass of water.
Oh, okay, yeah. Do you,
But it was just one of those short stories, and I ended up choosing a different one instead.
I like the glass of water story.
Right? Well, I went with a different one, but I could try to I can try to retell it if you would like me to.
Sure. It's about a glass of water and a teacher or something like that.
Well, there's a teacher with a class, and she pulls out a glass and a pitcher of water, and the class is sitting there watching the teacher, um, start the presentation, and they're all sitting there thinking, oh, like, oh no, she's going to do the whole, is the glass half full or half empty, the optimist pessimist thing. So they're all preparing, to go through that little spiel. That's the spiel they're expecting to get, and instead the teacher takes a different route, and she asks the class how much this glass of water weighs. And everybody in the class has a different answer, approximately somewhere between 8 ounces, 10 ounces, maybe just over a pound. And she says, so we would all agree that the glass of water is fairly light. And they all nod their head. And she goes, but if I had to carry this water around, with my hand facing out in front of me like I am now, for a half an hour, my arm might start to feel sort of heavy. And if I, 2 to 3 hours later, my arm might actually become sore. And if I had to hold the glass of water out in front of me all day long, by the end of the day, my whole arm and shoulder and possibly even my chest would really start aching. And she goes, that's kind of like the same thing. You could apply that same analogy or whatever to your stress or your anxieties or something that you're deeply concerned about. Not that you shouldn't acknowledge whatever's causing you that stress or whatever it is that you're worried about. But you should deal with it and move on and then set it down and carry on with the rest of your day. Because if you carry that stress or that anxiety with you all day long, just like this glass of water, it's going to end up becoming heavier and heavier on your soul, and eventually could even actually start to cause you physical pain. So, and I just thought that was a neat metaphor for that when I was sharing that with you.
Absolutely.
And I didn't really do it justice because I wasn't reading it. I was just doing it off memory there.
Hey man, absolutely. I love that story, dude. It goes to show you basically let the day worry about itself. Let the worries of the day worry about itself. I believe there's a biblical reading in there somewhere about where it says something about would God not feed and clothe you the same way he would the birds of the birds of the sky and Let's see. I'm not doing this justice enough. Do you know which one I'm talking about, Mr. God's Armor?
Which one? Say it.
Where it talks about Jesus telling the people not to let the worries of the day worry for themselves, that
Oh,
God would.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember where it's at or the exact verse, but basically he's saying about, yeah, don't take any cares for tomorrow will take care of itself. Yeah, it's basically, I believe, also where he goes in to look at the sparrows. You know, they don't worry. They don't worry about anything. They're taken care of. Look at the lilies in the field. You'll be clothed prettier than they are. Stuff like that. But yeah, it's basically a verse where he says, don't worry about tomorrow. Just live for today, basically. Worry about today.
So I have a question, guys. Um,
There you go. Dean put the verse real quick. I knew Dean would have my back. Matthew 6:34. Take therefore no thought for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. There you go.
am I mute? No, okay. So I was looking at Mandela effects earlier when you guys were talking, and I came across one I never seen before. I don't know, maybe you guys have seen it or are aware of it, but it's a color, and it struck me funny because you were talking about things that are spelled, kind of funny, and it's the color chartreuse. Have you guys heard of this?
Char.
Yeah, this one I definitely disagree with most people on. But yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, so it's a color. It was in the Crayola crayon box, and most people remember it one way, but it's actually a totally different color than the way most people remember it. It's spelled Chartreuse. What would you guess the color to be likened into? More of a purple, an orange, a red, a yellow, a green? What's the first color that you would think would chartreuse would be?
I would think green.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know this one because I was an avid fisherman, and one of my favorite lures was chartreuse, and it was definitely green. But I know that's the wrong answer nowadays.
Yeah, green is definitely it is like a light yellow green.
Yeah,
Um, and it's apparently the color of a French liquor called green chartreuse that was introduced back in 1764. But most people think of it as being a reddish brown.
Reddish brown. Isn't that Hannah?
Yeah, something along those lines. Because they get that char, like they think it's char, like charred, like it's burnt.
When you said char, I was thinking of Swiss chard, like charred's green. And isn't the word charred stem from the word green?
I guess so. Yeah, it's considered 50% green and 50% yellow is chartreuse.
yeah. The lure I had was like a real, yep, basically a yellowish green, a real light, bright yellow green. Fast.
Almost the color of a tennis ball, you might say.
Yeah, almost, but much lighter, brighter, more yellow than a tennis ball, but still green.
All right, well, that's all I got. Just thought I'd throw that one out there.
Yeah, it looks like Dean Johnson has a lot of good things to say in the chat there. I was just reading some of his stuff, and he's got a biblical verse for almost everything.
Yep, you ain't gonna stump Dean. He's got one for every word. So I love.
Well, maybe we can have him as a guest sometime after our 2-week hiatus.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I don't think Dean's ever been on a show. I don't even know if he's ever called in that I can remember. Yeah, Dean's awesome.
Well, if anybody has his email, maybe we can email him, send him an invite sometime. That'd be cool. I'm up for it. I mean, if he agrees to it, that is.
Yeah, not to put you on the spot in the middle of the live chat.
I know, right? That's my doing.
But I'll tell you what, why don't you play us out there, Sagitiricly speaking? Give us a good rap, just a quick one.
I don't have any. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna have to wait. After the end of the 2 weeks, I should definitely have something ready to present.
You can't wing it.
He was too wrapped up to rap, remember?
Yeah, but I'm too wrapped up.
You got to be loose to rap. You can't be wrapped up.
Yep. But I promise at the end of the 2 weeks it'll be worth the wait.
Oh, setting the bar high for herself.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, everybody listening out there, I'd like to thank all of our listeners. It's been a wonderful ride so far. We'll be back in 2 weeks, and I think that's June 30th, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But as I said in my video anyway, I want to thank Sagitarically Speaking and Armor Up. I'd like to thank you guys for being a part of the team so far, and I hope to do a lot more of these in the future. You guys have been wonderful. Thank you.
My pleasure, brother.
And if no one has anything else to say, we can give the room one last shout out, and then we'll wrap things up.
All right. We got Dean Johnson, Jocko R, Nobleness D. See, they were the only one talking for a while. I know Taekwondo was here. Eddie Von Keen, of course, was here. Jesse was here from Jesus is Calling channel. I think that's everybody. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Hate to miss anybody when there's only like 6 or 7. Yeah, I think I got everyone. Oh, that's right. E-Man was here earlier. Almost forgot about the E-Man.
That's another one we'll have to have on the show sometime. E-Man, I haven't seen him in a good 6 months or so. He called in. Was that last week or the week before he called in?
Yeah, I think might have been last week.
But anyway, happy birthday one more time to God's Armor. Don't worry, I'm
Yeah, happy birthday, Armor Up, and a big shout out to Lone Eagle and Scare Performance Channel for providing us with all the content that they deliver and the inspiration to even come out here and do this on our own.
Yeah, they've been some huge inspiration. Sorry. Go ahead, man.
So, yep, absolutely. Definitely 2 biggies in the community. Enjoy both channels.
I gotta say, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have been inspired to even start making Mandela videos in the first place. I tell you, the original person who inspired me was actually Photo Helix. That's been a long time ago.
Also, I'd like to mention Brian Stavely's really been putting out some good videos lately. I don't know if you guys have subscribed to his channel, but he has been working hard. He's either live almost every night or has a video, at least one, if not 2 videos a day on YouTube. I mean, if you're looking for content, there is no shortage of it if you subscribe to his channel.
Cool. Yeah, I just subbed to Brian probably like a week or 2 ago. So, yeah, I see he does a lot of live chats. I like, I'm also subbed to, I believe it's the guy that works with him, the Black Sheep Researcher. His channel is pretty awesome too. I think that's Brian's counterpart on the show, if I remember right. But yeah, his channel is awesome. I've been subbed to him for a little while.
And Eileen Colts won She's been putting out good videos lately. Her stuff isn't necessarily always Mandela effect. She's really into conscious awareness, and she's been having guest performers, and she's been putting out good stuff lately as well. I would like to give a shout out to her.
I want to give a shout out while we're doing shout outs to Noble SD real quick because he's been a real help to my channel. He's been a huge supporter. I really appreciate him coming in and stepping in when he can. I know he's really busy. I just wanted to say, thank you, Noble, for stepping in. You stepped in when Sagitirically speaking couldn't be here, and
Yeah, I also want to shout out to him as well for just doing that. It really made me feel good to know that he was there, that it had your back when I wasn't able to be there.
also check out his channel, guys, and check out he's got some stuff on eBay. Go on there and check that stuff out. I'm not sure. I don't think you can look him up specifically, but if you can, go ahead and check that out too. I don't know if you can look it up, but just saying, just throwing that out there.
Yeah, he said he feels bad he misses Jesse's show. He was busy. It was a pretty decent show. I came on. She was by herself and sounded a little tired, so she hit me up in Hangouts. And I was like, yeah, I'll come on. Reaction.
Yeah, and if you get a chance, Noble, check out the intro from yesterday's show, just the first 3 minutes.
Yes, Jesse was on this channel yesterday also. Her and Saggy and Ebro. They did a Saturday show. And there's his eBay thing, nobleness_D on eBay. So there you go.
Well, there we go. I gotta say, I'm gonna miss you guys. Not that much, no. No, in all seriousness though, guys, I really appreciate everything you've done and for being on the show and the shout outs that you've done, God's Armor on Dan's show. I know you've helped support the show a great deal by just simply I know you're on there. This is part of your show too, so I wanted to throw that out there too. Thanks for
you act like you're not coming back from vacation, like you're going on permanent hiatus or something.
Starting to scare me, man.
Well, no, I just I don't know. I'm feeling I don't know.
Are you that guy that like drinks 2 beers and it's like, I love you, man?
I actually haven't had any beers tonight. Thanks for reminding me of that. I'll probably have a few while I'm on vacation, but that's vacation.
Yeah, that's vacation. You're supposed to.
But anyway, I guess you guys are anxious to get off of here, huh?
Oh, it don't matter to me.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I'm not anxious to get off here, but if we're wrapping it up, let's wrap it up.
So, uh-oh. So, yeah, be back in 2 weeks and, last show till 2 weeks is up and
have a great vacation there, Hebrew. Send us some pictures or something.
Yeah, enjoy. Drink a beer for me.
All right, I will do that.
I prefer a Corona with lime. Thank you very much.
Hey, you know what? I'll drink it and then I'll take a picture of it. How about that?
There you go.
Or better yet, take a picture of it and then drink it. That might be better.
Yeah, at least give me the full view of the beer. Don't take a picture of an empty bottle. You might have dug that out of the trash, yo.
Right. Oh man, I'll tell you what. I wish I had that noise maker with me. I was gonna do that applaud thing when I was singing "Happy Birthday" to you. I won't put you through that again. The Happy Birthday, Mr. President. I won't.
That's transgenderish. Transgenderish.
Oh boy.
Maybe what they said about Maryland was true after all.
Something was holding that skirt down in the middle when the wind was blowing through it, right?
Oh,
Yep. I didn't want to go there, but very true.
oh boy. You know, okay, yeah, we won't go there. I already said enough about that birthday balloon sword you had.
Yeah, I liked my birthday balloon sword.
Yeah. I was going to say something about that squid, but I won't. I'll keep this keep it PG in here.
That squid was pretty awesome, gotta admit. I thought that was cool.
I wonder if that squid glows in the dark. Is it's swimming around the nuclear power plant?
It looked sort of luminescent, didn't it?
It did, man. Hey, that was another thing I wanted to mention. You guys earlier we were talking about things that were frightening me about scary dolls and all that stuff. I think one year I was Jason for Halloween, and I had a few too many in me that night. And we got home, and I took off the mask, and it was one of those glow in the dark hockey masks. And I set it down onto the dresser, and I'm going to bed, and I'm staring at this thing, and I'm laying down in bed, and I got my one eye open. I look off over to it, and I look at it, and I'm like, no, this thing's got to go. I had to get it out of there. I kept having dreams that Jason was coming to get me. So I'd have a dream, then wake up, and then dream, wake up. And I was like, all right, this thing's got to go. I had to get rid of it. Just wanted to share that with you.
Oh, you cracked me up.
Yep. Sometimes you're like a big kid, man.
Sometimes.
Just like that Michael Myers doll, man, that didn't creep me out. And it was only about like the size of a Chucky doll. You know, we were talking about Chucky. When was that? 2 Mondays ago? It was on Dan channel.
Yeah, I think that's the one I watched. Yeah, it was the one. I think it was the last one when he went on vacation. Because that's one of the ones I rewatched. I don't get to catch Monday too often because I'm always working, driving. I leave to drive about the time the show starts. So. But I did rewatch that one. Yeah, I seen the Chucky thing. That's definitely Chucky didn't have a rainbow shirt. That's for sure. He had a striped shirt, but it wasn't rainbow.
Yeah, I seem to remember a stripe, kind of red. It was kind of like red and white or something to that.
Well, I think it was like red, white, and possibly green.
You know who else's shirt in the horror genre changed color was Freddy Krueger. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that. Because it used to be red and black. What is it now?
Well, it was green. I thought it was like green.
Christmas shirt. Yeah, red and green.
Yeah.
Now it's red and black.
Yeah. Let me tell you guys a quick story about that. This was a couple years ago. I was arguing with my wife about this. We were talking about the sweater because I had bought I was looking for a Halloween costume, and I was like, we need to find a red and green sweater so I can dress up like Freddy. She's like, what are you talking about, red and green? He didn't wear red and green. He wore red and black. I said, no, it was red and green. And I had sworn up and down that sweater was red and green. And I'm talking about, we got to a huge, big stink over it. And we were passing some people in the mall or whatever it was, and just some random strangers. And so we stopped and asked them, so what color is Freddy's sweater? And they said, oh, red and black. And I'm like, what? I'm like, no way. It's not red and black. It's red and green, because that was the whole joke, is he's supposed to like be this big scary guy. Yeah, he's wearing Christmas colors. And then that went on for like quite a few weeks, that whole red. And she rubbed it in my face pretty good. So, yeah, it's red and black, I told you. And every time I'd bring up Freddy Krueger, even to this day, she's like, yeah, she brings up that sweater. So it's funny that you should mention that, because that was even before I even knew anything about the Mandela effect.
Yeah, I think it's definitely been going on a lot longer than we realized.
Yeah, so I found an article that actually talks about the color of the sweater, and apparently it was changed on purpose. It's not a Mandela effect. They actually consciously decided to change it to red and yellow. But it says the original Nightmare on Elm Street script, Freddy sweater, featured the alternating colors red and yellow, as opposed to the red and green.
Red and
the yeah, and apparently the Craven changed his mind about the color choice when he learned that red and green form the hardest combination of colors for the human eye to process, which he figured would be the most fitting colors for Freddy to rock. And if you're wondering why he made the decision to give Freddy a striped sweater in the first place, it'd be because he wanted him to have the ability to shapeshift, and knew that if you wore a sweater with two distinct colors on it, it would be easy for a particular form to be identified as Freddy, simply by making those two colors prominent on whatever form he took on. One of the first studios to show the interest in blah, blah, blah. But basically, it was a conscious decision to go with the red and green. Yeah, or the red and green was actually, originally what he was going to go with. So, I don't know.
I knew it.
Wait a minute. I'm totally lost. Because that didn't mention red and black at all. You said it went from red and yellow, which I never even heard of, to red and green, right?
Yeah, like if you look at images of Freddy, like if you do Google, like if you do Freddy Krueger and you do images, you're going to see you're going to see like different colors. Hold on, I'm going to do it right now.
Yeah, but I thought the whole thing is it was never red and green. It's always been red and black. Thought that was the Mandela effect.
It's like a hunter green, like a red and hunter green.
Yeah, that's what it should be.
Right. But now, if you look at some of the images, it's turned red and black. But you still see the red and green. So I don't know. I'm confused now as well.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Because I always remember it red and green.
Yeah, and the whole article you just read by the creator basically says it was red and green. Don't say anything about red and black.
Yeah.
Send that to my wife.
The article?
Yes.
All right.
I thought you wanted
I can't send it to your wife. Like I said, I could put it in the thing.
Yeah, put it in the thing, and I'll send it to my wife. Well, hell, why can't we put it on here?
That's what I mean. I'll just copy this link if it'll let me. There it goes. All right, and then I'm going to put it in Hangouts. All right, I posted it.
I was so right. I knew I was right.
Noble said that was a very nice cover, by the way, not admitting that you could send it to his wife.
I know, right? Like, yeah, okay, I'm right on that.
Yeah, let me.
She should have it. She should have it already. I already sent it to her.
The thing is, she's always right about everything. Oh my God, I get an amazing echo.
Hold on, I'll mute.
The thing is, she's always right about everything. Well, I guess all women are. Oh, whoop, I better not say that. Did I say that?
I mean, that's the key to a happy marriage. Is tell her she's right, even if you're not sure that she is.
Yeah, I mean, if you already know you're right, what difference does it make? Boost their ego. That's what we're here for.
So true. So true. Couldn't have been wiser words from a wiser. Wait, am I saying that right? Wiser words from a wiser man? Huh?
Yeah, well, I've also learned another good one right along the same lines is choose your arguments wisely. There's so many things that are worth arguing about, but there's many, many more things that aren't worth arguing about. And when it's something that's not, if it's something that's better just to go with the flow, 9 times out of 10, go with the flow. And that way, when you do need to put your foot down, it's for a purpose. It actually, then people actually recognize that, hey, maybe this is that one time when we have to let we have to let you have your way.
Yeah, there you go.
This is a good.
The boy that cried wolf. Exactly.
This is a good commercial for Burger King you just did.
Yeah, have it your way. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys subscribe to this channel, but there's like a speaking of rapping, there's like a famous rap battles of history or something, and that's the latest
I
one
love
that
channel.
they just recently came out with Ronald McDonald versus Burger King. If you're interested in that sort of thing.
Oh gosh, that channel is so hilarious. I've seen that. I used to watch it back in the day. It was out. It's been out for a few years. There's one where they do one on Patrick Stewart and Captain Kirk, and there's another one they did one on before he died. What was his name? Stephen Hawkins, and what was the black guy scientist? What's his name?
I can't think of it, but I know you're talking about
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, Neil deGrasse.
Yeah.
They don't put out videos very often, like maybe one every couple months. But the Burger King versus Ronald McDonald just recently came out, and they are rather comical.
You should do a rap battle.
I did do a suggestion for them to do. My suggestion, they never did it, was for Dave from MySpace to go against Zuckerberg.
Hey, in 2 weeks when I come back, I wrote a letter to Joe Rogan. I wrote the Joe Rogan show. Wrote a letter
trying to keep the shows away.
Trying to keep the shows away.
Shills.
Shills, yeah. Joe Rogan is a well-known shill of the industry. However, I do find myself every now and again actually watching his show.
I enjoy his guest and what he does, but yeah, he's definitely.
Well, I just thought, hey, I'll write him a letter, say, hey, I know you'll probably not do this, but hey, you want to be on their show sometime.
Hey, aim for the stars and you hit the moon, my man.
I'll be conveniently sick that week.
Yeah, I imagine so. Come on now.
Yeah, you should come on just to give him a hard time. I mean, that would make the show way more interesting if you were calling him out on some of his BS.
Well, you would have to have a mind to be able to accept the hard time, so it'd be a fruitless venture.
Yeah, true. But he is rather good at taking it. I mean, some of his guests do give him some shit.
Yeah, he definitely has interesting topics. I give him that. He's interesting, no doubt.
You were talking.
I don't believe nothing he says, basically.
You were talking about great rap battles in history. Do you remember that show I did a while back on the Mandela family where I had the real Lone Eagle rapping to the fake Lone Eagle? I did that off the cuff. It wasn't too bad. Pat my own back.
Yeah, you were pretty fly for a white guy.
Oh my. There you go. We get Lone on and him and Saji could have a rap battle.
Oh man, that'd make for a wonderful show.
That'd be a classic.
Noble probably hasn't even seen that one I did where I had Dan in YouTube jail and Dan's playing the harmonica. And
That was hilarious.
That was one of your best episodes, by the way. I really enjoyed that one.
That was my favorite so far. You learned to play harmonica. You've only been in here a couple hours. It's hilarious.
I'll tell you what I told. I probably told you this earlier, maybe on the show. I'm wanting to have you. I'll send you a script, and then I'll have you do. You guys do your own voices. You guys can do your own voices, and people be like, "Oh, that's not really them."
I'll gander at your script, but I can't necessarily say everything you say. You're a little off the wall, brother.
Yeah, it would be hard to do the part like with Castle Grayskull. Everybody get inside me.
Yeah, we won't we won't go there.
No, we won't. We ain't getting inside there. No. No.
I'll tell you, Noble, I don't know how he feels about me when I imitate him. I don't know if he's too thrilled about that at all.
Well, I guess you'll just have to ask him.
I'd like to get him in on it too if I could send him a script, but he's always too busy.
So I thought we were wrapping this thing up.
Well, yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. I think people are having too much fun talking about Freddy's sweater and Chucky's shirt and Jason's glow-in-the-dark mask and how scary dolls scare me and, stuff like that, though. You know what dolls scare me is those dolls. I don't know if it's the same one you were talking about, but those dolls that their eyes blink and there's always that one doll that has the one blinking eye that doesn't work and one stays open and one stays shut. You know which ones I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. They're stuck in a permanent one eye. Yeah. One eye gesture. Noble says he couldn't care less about your imitating him. He says, I laugh, but not always with you.
Well, it's not always. Oh, okay, not always with me.
Not with you all the time, but he laughs all the time, but not with you all the time.
Okay.
And Dean said, this is interesting. And I didn't even know this change is real, if it is real. But he says music has Jimmy Page, Piage, changed to Jimmy Page, Page. A page is something you'd find in a book. There's a little book that the Mandela effect may be pointing to, i.e. the Gospel of Jesus or Thomas. And then Dean says again, Jimmy Page to Page, Jimmy short for James, or the Hebrew Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. Perhaps Jesus has a message for Israel. We will see. Oh, he does. He does, and he already told him once, but we're going to make sure they get it this time.
All right, so if you guys really want to see some creepiest dolls, I put a link in there in our chat for the 23 creepiest dolls, and the very first one definitely has the one eye problem. If you guys want to see these,
Why don't you put the creepiest dolls up on the show, and then we'll wrap it up right after that.
well, I shared them in Hangout, so whoever wants to present, if Armor wants to present that, he can.
I can't do it, and you can't do it, so no one leaves one guy.
I am going to warn everybody that if you're easily frightened or triggered by such things, you may not want to stick around for this portion of the show.
If your name is Hebrew, please turn away from the screen. We're about to present the evil.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
I'd say that's pretty creepy. I would walk the other direction.
Yeah, that's definitely one that I'd have to hand over to my roommate.
Got a very pale green lizardish eye too, in the one that's rolled back.
Man, it sure does. Looks
Here's-
like one of those lizard people you showed earlier.
Yeah, it's the lizard person doll. And then we got that fella.
Oh, thanks for the nightmare fuel, guy.
And this guy or gal.
Woo.
Oh, wow.
That's almost like one of those puppets, ventriloquist dummies. The eyeballs.
Look at the price tag on that baby.
$6.95 to
Is
not
that-
be able to sleep. We don't even want to know what them two are doing. Okay,
no.
moving on. Whoa,
Ah,
whoa, that's not good.
no.
No, they're definitely from the wrong side of the Cabbage Patch.
Okay, let's go on up top and see. Oh, look at that fella.
Whoa. Looks like Chucky after he's been burned.
Yeah, he had a rough night. Look at that. Holy moly.
Oh,
That's an alien.
hey,
Let's
watch
get a closer look at him.
it now. We can't have the aliens know we're onto them.
Oh, zombie baby doll. Everyone needs one of those.
I'm sleeping with the lights on tonight, guys.
Got a Ouija board. How quaint.
Can you imagine giving that to like your 8 or 9-year-old daughter? I mean, that would like that would scar her for life.
You would hope.
I'm sleeping with the lights on, and I'm making sure my Ghostbuster thing is taken down off the shelf.
Whoa.
Look at that one with the red eyes. That looks almost like albino. Oh my goodness.
Whoa. That almost looks too real.
It should be a crime for him to look that real, if you ask me.
Hope you guys there in the chat room weren't planning on sleeping anytime tonight.
Whoa. That one got a nice little right side up pentagram, so she's a good witch.
Oh, well, how sweet.
Wow.
Yeah, white magic. They're fine. So they say.
Now wait a minute. So if there's Annabelle. I just saw the new Annabelle.
There's that weird one that's on YouTube now, Momo, telling
Oh.
people to kill themselves.
Oh boy.
So, like, say you're on, like, I don't know, Tinder or whatever, and you're swiping right, and you see a woman. She looks pleasant, fairly homely, down to earth, mildly conservative. You decide to go out on a date with her. You go to her house to pick her up, and the first thing you notice when you walk in is she has a doll collection that in any way, shape, or form resembles that. Would you still go out on the date?
Well, now that depends.
Well, luckily I'm married and my wife ain't got no creepy dolls, so I'm
No, I'm just saying hypothetically, like if assuming you were single and that was to be the case.
Well, back in the day when I was single, I pretty much probably would have understood what the dolls were for. So they wouldn't have freaked me out. I was pretty
All
much
right.
into that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, I'd have probably been like, oh, I see you worship the evil one also. Welcome. No, that's just wrong there. Saw blade in the head. Bolts.
That's from
What does it say to the right? Pin me doll?
from the Hellraiser collection.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I made that up. That looks like a Tim Burton production.
Yeah. World of Wendy Lou voodoo mummies. Don't even got to make your own voodoo dolls anymore. They'll make them for you. Oh, look at this creepy thing.
Yeah, those.
Yeah, I'll add your own lock of hair, instant voodoo doll.
Now that one down there with the dress. Oh, you just passed it up. That looks like a Tim Burton thing down there. The white dress.
Here's Annabelle.
I got to tell you, the real Annabelle looks scarier. Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah.
That thing looks like a creepypasta right there. Jeff, you ever heard of that creepypasta? The Jeff?
Creepy pasta?
I think
like, is it like creepy shape pasta or something?
Well, no. It's a collective story, different scary stories that they put on YouTube that make it like they're real.
Yeah, they're basically like horror stories, like the old radio show type stories, but more modern day stories. If it's the one I'm thinking of, I think that's the creepypasta thing, ain't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Ooh, it's getting hot in here.
Look at the teeth on that thing.
Whew, man, how would you like to meet that when you walk in the door?
Oh my.
Hey, Sagitirically speaking, how'd you like to wake up to that?
No, thank you.
There you go.
Now that's a chariot. What do they call them? A chariot? Chariot?
Cherubim.
Yeah.
Very evil cherubim.
Uh-oh, we got 6 watching. I think everybody's getting freaked out by all these creepy dolls. We're gonna get YouTube strikes or creepiness
Too creepy.
for gore. No, I don't know. Yeah, those are some that's a lot of nightmare fuel, I gotta tell you.
Yeah, I think people go too extreme with that stuff.
It reminds me of some of the dolls my wife had. She was going to do some artwork on them. She had them like underneath the cabinet. And this is before we had the little one. And she was going to paint on them and set them out for Halloween and stuff. And she'd bring them out every once in a while. And I'd say, no, you take those and you stick them back underneath that cabinet. And you make sure that cabinet's locked.
And this one comes with a nice little set of cast and crutches.
Now that I can live with. What is that?
That's Mary Bell.
Mary Bell.
59.
Saucy Sue. Let me ask you guys this. Have you ever heard the stories of there's one of those one-eyed wink dolls?
Saucy Sue, when you pump her left arm up and down, she makes funny faces. Oh, that's a hilarious Saucy.
All right, yeah, that's every child's go-to doll right there.
Little Miss No Name.
Let me ask you guys this though. Have you ever heard of Bob the doll?
Bob? No, I don't think so.
There's a doll. He's like got a little sailor suit on, and he's in a museum. And I think there was Robert the doll. And I think that's the one Chucky was.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, he's been in the news a few times because of his notoriety.
He's supposedly a haunted doll, kind of like Annabelle. And supposedly this Jamaican, not Jamaican, this voodoo priest or whatever made the doll and got some blood on it or something and was making it for a child. And oh my God, what the? Oh,
That's got chicken feet, devil
oh,
horns. They got about every black art covered with this doll, baby. From Santeria to Luciferianism.
I'd say so. All right, where's my blankie? I want my blankie. Oh man. Did we lose any more viewers over this?
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
I think that's a Nephilim baby right there. A little bit Nephilim baby.
How'd you like to see that coming at you?
I know, right? Where do you put the diaper on that thing?
It's the cross between a baby doll and a sheep's skull. There's the skull in the middle, pointing upward. Its malice in its neck, basically. An actual sheep's skull and a baby doll.
The word
for itself.
Did you ever notice the word? Hold on. United in the middle of the writing and addressed to the U.S. Huh. No, not really.
Yeah, there is no United in my address.
United.
I don't quite get it.
What's he mean? United. I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm not getting it. I'm Ed.
Unedited.
In the middle of writing an address. I'm Ed. I don't know. That ain't in my address.
No, I don't. Not me. Huh. Never mind. Sorry, Noble. I just,
No, I don't get it. Whoa, that's that creeping.
Maybe that's over our heads. Hey, are we presenting everybody?
I hope so.
Yeah. Oh,
I can't look and do both.
good Lord. No, I can't look right now. Oh, man.
It must be. No one's complained about not being able to see.
That is that looks like an actual baby.
Yeah, that's the scary part. These things look too real. Look at the hair.
Oh my gosh. Look at that.
That's not right.
Man, that is
Vampire baby doll. It's only $650.
Oh, is that all?
You ought to have real hair. That kind of money. All right. That's all the creepy dolls for tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
He's got to try to sleep. We don't want to scare him too bad.
I'd like to thank you for, or maybe I shouldn't thank you. Thank you for presenting all that, sir.
Yeah, same here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that took a different turn there at the end, didn't it?
That's a good way to go out. Definitely.
So you're not allowed to text me in 20 minutes, Ebro, and tell me how freaked out you are.
I'm not allowed
Can't
to.
sleep.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we'll be stuck in the after cat room the rest of the night trying to calm him down now. This will be great.
I'll be asking God's armor to pray for a hedge of protection around me after this.
They're just dolls. They can't hurt you. And look, stupid YouTube troll demons didn't come in tonight. I told you they ain't got no gonads.
That's right. Hey, I'm glad you were here tonight, man. You kept them away. I'll tell you that much.
They're a bunch of sissies.
Man, last night, that was just something never happened to me before, but it's probably not going to be the last time. It's just something I'm going to have to learn to deal with if I'm going to do call-in shows and any show, really. You got to deal with trolls, right?
Oh, yeah, that's part of the YouTube game.
All right, well, let's start wrapping up. And I believe we already did all the shout outs we're going to do. And if anybody has nothing else to say, I just like to say to everybody watching, thanks for watching. And for God's Armor and Sagitirically Speaking, you guys done?
Yep, I'm done.
All right. God's Armor?
Yep, I'm good. Father's love and blessings, all. See you in a couple weeks on here, and see you Wednesday on my channel.
All right, that sounds good. For everyone here at the Hebrew channel, I will see everybody in 2 weeks, and good night, everybody, and God bless. Have a good night. Oh, I guess I better push the button, huh? All right, here goes nothing. See you in 2 weeks, everybody.